have to pin 'em up?
Only the night prowlers, Ellie, like this young fella and your raccoon and bobcat. Come daybreak, you can let 'em all out again.
Oh, Pa, please.
Now, Ellie, you got to remember that our neighbors are city folk. It scares Miss Drysdale to wake up in the middle of the night and see a strange-looking varmint peering at her.
Well, if he scares her, she hadn't ought to marry him.
This ain't no joking matter. I am determined that we is going to be friends with Miss Drysdale, especially you.
Milburn! Milburn! Oh, shut up.
Shut up.
Did I hear your sweet voice, Margaret?
Yes, you did. The Clampetts are building some sort of a cage, doubtless for more of those revolting animals. Peasants.
Peasants.
And speaking of revolting animals, how long must I tolerate that feathered imitator?
Until Ellie Mae's birthday. She's going to be a present from you and me.
How ghastly.
How ghastly.
You know, I should name this bird Margaret. She's picked up your entire vocabulary.
Shut up.
She's even picked up your personality.
That's right. Be insulting. You're a typical Sagittarius husband with Capricorn tendencies. Now, let's see. Today... follow the advice of a tall man.
His advice should be to forget about that silly astrology.
Oh, dear. Today, make a special attempt to be friendly to your neighbor.
Really? Like I was saying, that astrology is great stuff.
Surely it must mean the Bensons.
They're in Europe.
I could phone them.
Don't fool around with the stars, Margaret. Now you get over there and start being friendly to the Clampetts.
Oh, why did I have to be a Scorpio? Why couldn't I have been a Libra or a Pisces or even a Sagittarius? Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Miss Drysdale.
Careful, Jed. She's up to something.
How would you like me to plot your horoscope?
You do it, I'll pluck yours right back at you. Well, she threatened me.
I only want to introduce you to the mystic powers of astrology.
Mystic powers of what?
Astrology. Oh, don't be frightened. Just tell me when you were born.
She's born about the middle of November, Miss Drysdale.
Oh, you're Scorpio the Scorpion. We share the same sign of the zodiac. Here, let me put it on you.
She's trying to hex me.
When is your birthday, Mr. Clampett?
Don't tell her, Jed.
Well, it's around the 1st of December, but what is all this?
Sagittarius.
Make him, Kemp. Perf-a-doo. Now get honey. And quit messing around with that black magic. You're fooling with powers that you don't know nothing about.
Black magic?
I'm warning you, burn that book before it's too late.
But really...
Now get.
Hey, maybe we ought to find out a little more about that Zodiac and Sagittarius.
Don't say them words, Jed. There's no telling what evil they can bring on. That woman is playing with dynamite. Spell making ain't for beginners.
Maybe we should have tried to stop her instead of chasing her away.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I'll go, Jed. At least I got a few protection spells I can use.
And how can I be friendly with the Clampetts when they... Milburn! I've had quite all of you that Oh. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, shut up. Oh, no, not you. I'm sorry. This is Margaret Drysdale.
Margaret Drysdale?
Hold on. I'll pick up another extension. Shoot! My horoscope said nothing about being friendly to birds.
Miss Drysdale, where are you? I didn't mean to yell at you, but you're fooling with awful powerful medicine. I've been at it 50 years, and there's still things I don't know. Miss Drysdale?
Hello?
said that.
Hello? This is Margaret Drysdale.
Miss Drysdale, I told you not to fool with that black magic. This is the one that's going to do it, Miss Drysdale. Now, like I told you, don't you worry about the cage. I made it loose, so when you change back, you can bust right out of it. Oh, Miss Drysdale, I keep telling you he can't help you. You gotta put your faith in science. Now get a good grip on your perch, hold still, and think human. Rattlesnake rattles, tansy root, armadillo ears, eye of a newt. All my spell-breaking things I done mixed in, put Miss Drysdale back in her skin.
Hello?
I'm sorry, Miss Drysdale. I've tried everything I know how.
Cracker, cracker.
How can you think of crackers at a time like this, you old coot?
Sagittarius.
Oh, don't say that word. I'll get you crackers. Miss Drysdale, I won't say nothing to nobody about your condition. Not to Jed, not to nobody. Just please, don't keep saying them magic words.
Well, Granny, I declare if Ellie don't stop bringing home critters.
Don't lay a finger on her.
But you don't like critters in your kitchen.
I like this one.
What's all this stuff?
I'm cooking.
I thought we were going to have stew today.
We are. Them's the fixins.
Lizard tail? Armadillo ear.
It's a new recipe.
Kind of like the old one.
Run along, Jed. I'm awful busy.
Armadillo ear.
Now, see here, Miss Drysdale. I can't keep your condition a secret if you're going shooting off your beak.
Cracker.
You ain't at the ones that give you. See? Look at the bottom of your cage. I mean your room.
Hey, Granny, Uncle Jed said you're making some special stew. You gonna put that crow in it?
So, don't say that. Don't even think it.
Okay. What's all this stuff?
Never mind. It's stuff like armadillo ears and lizard tails, bat wings, and dried newts.
Hot dog! How soon do we eat?
I'll get.
Granny, that is the saddest looking crow I ever did see. Little and scrawny.
Jethro, mind your tongue.
What do you mean, Granny?
Never mind. Don't ask me. Just be nice to that bird.
Okay. Howdy, ma'am. You are the prettiest little bird I ever did see.
Hello?
Who said that?
I didn't hear nothing.
Hello?
Granny, that bird talked.
Jethro, no.
There's something funny about that bird, Granny. I'm gonna take it out of...
Don't touch it. It's Miss Drysdale.
Miss who?
That bird is Miss Drysdale. She put a hex on herself.
Oh, Granny, you're greening me. That bird don't look like Miss Drysdale. At least weighs not much.
Careful what you say. One wrong word, and she'll turn us all into crows.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. She's sick because I throwed so many spells on her.
Maybe you ought to take her to a doctor.
What do you think I am?
Oh, Granny, I mean a city doctor.
City doctor? I ain't ever seen one of them that could cure a regular person, let alone one that looked like a crow.
You can't take that bird to no regular doctor. Got to take her to a critter doctor.
Critter doctor?
Yeah, I can look one up in the phone book.
Well, all right. But whatever you do, don't let her know.
Animal hospital.
Hello? Listen, I want to ask you, can you help Miss Drysdale? She's sick?
Mrs. Drysdale? Well, what exactly is Mrs. Drysdale?
Well, you mean now or usually? Oh, well, right now she's a crow.
I see you have a sick crow. Well, I'm sure we'll be able to help her. What are the symptoms? Yes, how does she look and how does she act?
Well, she looks awful and she acts worse. Her legs and her feet are yellow. So's her eyes. She won't eat nothing, and her beak is red.
Would you say her condition has changed much in the last 24 hours?
Oh, honey, you wouldn't believe how much.
I think perhaps I better have Dr. Abbott call you back. What is your number there? Mm-hmm. No, I can't help you, and Dr. Abbott is in consultation.
That's city doctors for you. One can't help you and the other's out of town.
Want me to look up another one?
No, we ain't got time for that. Just take me to one of them big medical buildings.
Yes, ma'am. I'll go fetch a truck.
I'll get Miss Drysdale.
The minor bird is gone.
Oh?
What do you mean, oh? I was very attached to that little thing. She cost me $250. And the cage was extra.
Money, money, money. You're certainly on the cusp of Capricorn.
Oh, never mind that gobbledygook. Just help me look. Call the Bureau of Missing Birds or something.
I have my own problems. I've checked and rechecked, and the stars demand that I make friends of the Krampus. And I still haven't found the tall man in my horoscope.
I'll make you a deal. You find my bird, and I'll find you a tall man.
Oh, Milburn, forget about that stupid bird.
Stupid bird? Why, that sweet little thing had a vocabulary of 25 words.
Doctor? Yes, I'm going to get you to one. Just take your pick.
Can I help you, madam?
Well, maybe so. I'm looking for a real good doctor for my neighbor lady here.
Neighbor lady?
I wouldn't want this to get around. But you know Mr. Drysdale, the banker, don't you?
Yes, I've heard of him.
That's his wife.
I think I know just the doctor for you.
Not me. Her.
Yes, of course. Dr. Reimer in 106.
I can't find hide nor hair, Granny, nor Jethro neither.
She sure must have been in a hurry. Ain't like Granny to leave her kitchen in such a mess.
That's a fact. Well, come on, I'll give you a hand. I'll help.
Hello, neighbors. May I come in?
Well, we's kind of ashamed of the way things look in here.
Well, I'll have things cleaned up in a jiffy. Y'all go on in the parlor.
No. You go in the parlor. I'll clean up.
Well, Miss Drysdale, we can't let you do that.
You'll ruin your pretty clothes.
I insist. I'm your friend. Your good neighbor.
Well, ma'am, I think it's only fair to tell you it was Granny that made this mess. And after the way she mean-mouthed you...
Tut. Cleaning up Granny's mess will be my pleasure.
Should we go in the parlor like she says, Pa?
I think we best stay out here, Ellie. Keep an eye on her. That woman ain't well.
Crow named Mrs. Drysdale? Leave it to these Beverly Hills people to come up with the strange pets.
One moment, please.
Well, thank you. Hello, Dr. Abbott speaking. I'm calling about Mrs. Drysdale.
Pa. It's Miss Drysdale's doctor.
Oh, I was afraid of that. Jed Clampett speaking.
Yes, Mr. Clampett. I'm, looking at these notes on Mrs. Drysdale. I'd say we have a pretty sick bird on our hands. Now, tell me, are the symptoms still the same? Well, for example, are her feet still yellow?
I can't tell. She's got her shoes on.
Did you say shoes? Well, now you've got to get those off right away. I'm sure they look cute, but they can shut off the circulation to the feet.
Yeah, they do appear to be a couple sizes too small.
Mr. Clampett, I'm afraid you don't realize the seriousness of these symptoms. This could be a fatal illness. Now listen carefully.
Well, yes, sir, I will.
Now first, is she in a cage?
No, sir, she's just hopping around the kitchen here.
Oh, that's very bad. You've Got to get her in some kind of a cage immediately.
Doctor, she ain't gonna like that. Well, yes, sir, of course I want to save her life. Give her what?
Sunflower seeds soaked in castor oil. Oh, and you might try to get her to flap around a little to increase the circulation. Yes, I'll check back with you later.
Yes, sir, thank you. I'll do my best. Miss Drysdale's sicker than we thought. You go fetch some sunflower seeds and soak them in castor oil. I gotta put her in a cage.
What?
Thank goodness we got one.
Now, to sum up your relationship with Mrs. Drysdale, would you say that you like her as a person?
Oh, yes, of course. She's a wonderful woman. I like her fine.
Oh, no, you don't. You hate Mrs. Drysdale.
Don't say that.
You hate her. And you're taking out your hostilities on that bird.
It ain't so. Don't believe him. Do you want to get this building turned into a pumpkin? And us into toads?
Now, lie down. I still have some questions to ask you.
Nothing doing. When are you going to examine her?
That won't do any good.
Ain't you going to give me no medicine?
I'll be very frank with you. I don't know of any medicine that can cure a hostility neurosis like this. Only understanding and love and affection. And it's up to you to find them. I can't do it.
Well, I got to admire you. You're the first city doctor I ever see that admits he don't know nothing.
Seek that love and affection. It's the only medicine that can help.
All right. Guess I better take you home to your husband, Miss Drysdale.
Follow the advice of a tall man.
How you feeling, Miss Drysdale?
Oh, well, under the circumstances, I'd say quite well.
I got something for you. You want me to feed you through the wire?
Feed me?
Yes, ma'am. Paul says it's something you got to have.
Oh, well, if it's your father's advice, feed away.
Well, hello, Granny.
Mr. Drysdale, I've got bad news for you.
Oh? What about?
Well, I don't hardly know how to tell you. But your wife has been messing around some magic stuff called astrology.
You're telling me it's turned her into a real bird brain.
And you know?
Boy, do I know.
He knows. You are, you little fatted fink. None of that. She's got to have love and affection.
Well, then you take her home with you because she won't get any around here.
Mr. Drysdale.
Well, I was going to give her to Ellie as a present anyway.
You can't do that. You got to keep her and take care of her.
No, thanks. She's been too much trouble already.
Did you hear that?
And that's another thing. She talks too much. Give her to Ellie.
Now, hold on, you good time, Charlie. Remember your sacred oath. In sickness or in health, for better or for worse.
What?
Tell her you love her.
Love her?
Tell her, or I'll tell Jed to take his money out of your bank.
I love you.
I love you. I love you. Now, you see how forgiving she is? Well, I'll leave you two lovebirds alone.
Why are you crying, Granny?
It always warms my heart to see a family back together again.
That's it, Miss Drysdale. Get the circulation going.
Oh, please, can't I stop now? I'm just exhausted.
Well, let me see your feet. Yeah, they ain't nice and pink now.
Oh, wait, Miss Drysdale. You forgot your astrology book.
Oh, thank you, Ellie. And in case I don't see you before Friday, happy birthday, Libra.
Well, my birthday's tomorrow.
I thought it was the 7th.
Yes, ma'am, that's tomorrow. Today's the 6th.
Today's the 6th.
That's right.
Oh, good heavens. The 6th. Today is unlucky. Stay at home. Beware of your enemies.
Drysdale. It's you. I never knowed a husband's affection to work so fast. Oh, it's a miracle. You're your old self again.
Take your hands off me, you unkempt, uncouth, barbaric swine!
Oh,
Granny, how can you lie?
Didn't you hear what she just called you?
yeah. Ain't it wonderful what a little love can do?
Hey, Jethro!
Doggone it, I thought she was Granny. I got turkey bones, moccasin flour, royal mistletoe.
Mistletoe. Jethro, are you making up one of Granny's love potions?
You just get on out of here.
Boy, wait till Granny catches you.
Well, she ain't gonna. I told her I seen a big granddaddy carp in the fountain at the park. She's out fishing for it.
Jed? Give me a hand, Jed.
Catch anything, Granny?
Yeah. Caught the dickens from the policeman.
What for?
For fishing in the fountain in the park. Jethro told me there was a big granddaddy carp in there.
A carp?
Wait till I find that boy. There was nothing in that fountain but 2 puny goldfish and 12 cents in change.
That ought to do it. Now, measure out 1 drop of spell starter. Heck, if 1 drop will get me 1 girl. Darling, darling, my true love, come a swooping like a dove. Hey, hot dog, it worked! I conjured me up a sweetheart!
That ain't all, Charlie.
Granny!
Whoa,
Let me go, Jed. That girl crazy goof got into my potions.
Now, Granny-
Made a love conjure.
calm down. I'll see the boy gets what he deserves.
I get him first. You can have the leftovers.
The hickory switch ain't the way to handle this.
You're right. Get me my big soap paddle.
What I mean is no amount of whooping is going to get girls off his brain. What I think he needs is more schooling.
More schooling. He's been through the 6th grade. How much further can he go?
His college?
I say put him to work. Prentice him out as a blacksmith or a shingle splitter.
I hear tell you can't be a success these days unless you got a college education.
What can college learn him? He already knows how to read and write.
I know, and cipher too. But it ain't just the learning I'm thinking of. There's other things you get at college.
Like what?
Well, like girls.
Girls?
Excuse me, Chief.
Shh. It's my new record, Falling Coins. Recorded live at the U.S. Mint.
Mr. Clappett and Jethro are here.
Go! Send them in. Send them in.
Gentlemen!
Mr. Drysdale?
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale.
Clappett, Jethro, what can I do for you?
Well, we're sorry to bother you, but we've been talking about Jethro's future.
Yes?
Well, you see, his ma, my cousin Pearl, always wanted him to amount to something. You know, get himself a good job like president of a bank.
Well, how about making him a vice president? We'll give you a nice big desk with your name on the door. Would you like that, Jethro?
Oh, well, that's dandy. But what would I be vice president of?
Well, let's see.
Well, if you want, you could make him vice president in charge of my money.
Your money?
Yeah, he could take care of it, loan it out, invest it.
Oh, no. You see, this would...
Well, I reckon for a job like that, he would need a college education.
Right. Oh, that's true. Oh, I would love to make him a vice president right now, but we have a hard and fast rule that all VPs must have a college degree. Right, Miss Hathaway?
Well, actually...
Exactly. So, the moment you graduate and get that old sheepskin, there'll be a job waiting for you.
Oh, well, that's what we come here for. Oh, we want you to tell me a good college to go to.
College? Oh, well, let's see. Now, Miss Hathaway, tell Jethro a good college to go to.
I can't offhand.
How about that one you went to, that there, Vassar?
Oh, Vassar? Oh, well, there's nothing but girls there.
Hot dog, that's the one for me.
What I was only women could attend Vassar.
Oh, shucks.
Well, what about them other two colleges you was thinking of?
Oh, yeah, Harvard and Yale.
Yeah, I reckon either one of them would be okay. He ain't choicey.
Well, you see, Mr. Clampett, what I'm trying to say is... Miss Hathaway, what is it I'm trying to say?
Well, actually, it's very close to the end of the semester. I doubt if we could find a college that would take Jethro this late in the year.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
Doggone.
Now, hold on, boy. Maybe we can get you into one of them schools back home.
Home? No. What I mean is, let's not give up so easily. Now, this may take time, but we'll find this boy a college.
Can I help look?
We'll all look. We're going to find just the right place for you.
I'll commence looking right now. I'll go to UCLA, USC, MIT, LSU, VMI.
Doggy, it ain't enough he ciphers like the wind. Just listen to him spell.
Well, Chief, you've really done it this time.
Don't worry, you'll think of something.
How could we get a boy with a 6th grade education into college?
It's going to take determination, ingenuity, salesmanship, and a fantastic amount of money.
Really? What college in the entire country would corrupt its standards to that extent for mere financial gain?
Dean Frisbee, may I see you a moment, please?
Class is in session, Mrs. Pringle.
Well, it's quite important.
Very well. Continue your business letter practice, girls.
I'm sorry to bother you, Dean Frisbee, but I've been going over our accounts and I felt I just had to talk with you right away. Well, according to my computations, our profit-loss ratio is weighed toward a carryover of receivables versus the seasonal depreciation.
Don't give me that classroom gobbledygook. What you're saying is, we're broke.
Well, I didn't want to put it so harshly.
I'm only glad that Chancellor Frisbee isn't here to see this day.
Oh, I'm sure your husband would approve of the fine way you've maintained the standards of Frisbee Business College.
Well, he wouldn't approve of our going hungry. What we need is more students, and quick.
Well, who'd be silly enough to enroll so late in the semester?
Howdy.
The barber shop is downstairs.
I was driving by and seen your sign. I want to go to your college.
But you're a man.
Thank you.
We couldn't enroll you.
Oh, please. You're the 12th college I've been to.
But our students are
Uncle Jed give me tuition money. Does that mean I'm enrolled?
You're enrolled.
Dog! We like him, Uncle Jed. Morning, Ellie.
Morning, Pa. I just about got Jethro's lunch ready, Jed.
Well, this being his first day at college, he might not have time to eat a big meal.
I thought about that. So I just put him up a quick snack.
What's the name of Jethro's college, Pa?
It's Frisbee Business.
Business?
Yeah, I reckon they call it that because they turn out mostly executives and vice presidents and the like.
If Jethro can go to college, why can't I?
Well, I don't think they let you in, Ellie. You ain't got what you call the educational background Jethro does.
What if I found one that would take me?
Well, I wouldn't get your hopes up, but if you find one that'll take you, ain't no reason why you can't go.
You see, I'm gonna go look in the phone book and find me a college.
Jethro ain't gonna have time for breakfast if he don't hurry. What's he doing up there so long?
Well, I reckon he's slicking up. He spent a lot of time yesterday shopping for college clothes.
23 skidoo. Ain't other cats meow?
Well, you look like some kind of a critter.
Warm in there, ain't it?
Oh, I just wear this over to campus. Then I wear my Letterman sweater.
What's the FB stand for? Football?
No, Frisbee, business.
Is that what they wear over there?
Yeah, that's what all the college fellers wear.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I seen it in the Buster Crabbe movie once on television.
Buster always was a spiffy dresser.
Well, I reckon if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for Jethro.
I gotta be going. Don't want to be late.
Oh, hold on, boy. Jethro, ain't nobody in our family ever went to college before. So Granny and me like to give you a little something.
Hot dog. My very own fountain pen.
Now, boy, you are about to get an opportunity that I never had, and I hope that you will realize that along with this opportunity comes new responsibilities for a man to... Now, your ma and all your kinfolks is counting on you to do yourself proud, because we know that you got intelligence and a brain to...
Well, I found out how the ink comes out. Shouldn't have pulled this little lever up. I'll close it. Sorry, Uncle Dad.
Well, give it all you got, boy.
I won't have time to change. Just keep my coat buttoned up. Bye. Bye.
Found one! I found one!
A phone book?
No, a college that'll take me. I talked to him, and I'm going to get educated just like Jethro. Well, this is it. College of Judo and Karate.
Karate?
Well, Jethro was reading about one called William and Mary.
They said I could start today. I got to go and get ready.
Jan,
Yeah, Granny?
that's both young'uns going off to college. Kind of chokes you up, don't it?
Students, before we begin, I wish to tell you that we're expecting a new student in class this morning. A somewhat, unusual student.
Wow! This college is everything I was hoping for.
Mr. Bodine, please find yourself a seat. And you may take off your coat.
I'd rather not.
Astounding. You must be typing 200 words a minute. Where did you ever learn to type like that?
A picking cotton.
That's nothing but gibberish.
Well, what you mean?
You're just hitting the keys at random. You're not spelling words.
Word. Oh, why didn't you say so? S is. Now that I've learned to type, let's go on to something else.
Dean Frisbee, perhaps Mr. Bodine could learn to answer the telephone.
Oh, I'm already a whiz at that.
There is a right way and a wrong way to answer the telephone. Students, we will now jump ahead to our telephone procedure drill. Get out your telephones. Mr. Bodine, you will be the calling party. I will then connect you with Miss Plumpett, and she will demonstrate the correct telephone answering procedure.
Fletcher, Smedley, Bacon, and Barnes, good morning.
Whoops, I'm sorry. You give me the wrong number. That was Fletcher somebody.
Miss Plumpett was answering correctly. Now, shall we try it again? And this time, will you please stand up, Miss Plumpet?
Fletcher, Smedley, Bacon, and Barnes, good morning.
Well, howdy. Are you Miss Plumpet?
Whom do you wish to speak with?
Or you'll do just fine.
Are there any messages?
Yeah. What are you doing after class?
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it sure is. Why, she's just standing right over there. Now, what are you doing after class?
Mrs. Pringle, start preparing a diploma. Mr. Bodine is going to graduate.
Uncle Jed! Uncle Jed, I done graduated college.
We just started this morning.
Yeah, I know. But look at this.
What's this?
Well, that's what you call my diploma.
Did Mr. Drysdale say it was going to be sheepskin?
Well, it's awful good grade of paper.
Yeah, it is that. We're mighty proud of you. Too bad your ma couldn't have been here for the ceremony.
I tried holding back, but they said I was beyond teaching.
Nothing new they could show you?
Oh, yeah. I learned some executive type stuff.
Like what?
Watch.
Well?
That's it. I learned to sit proper, so I could be poised and charming.
How long did it take you to learn that?
Oh, just a couple hours. That ain't all us college men know. I learned how to type and sharpen pencils. I get it. Fletcher, Smedley, Bacon, and Barnes, good morning. Ain't that something? Did I take a message? Hello? Hello? They hung up.
Miss Hathaway, you got me the wrong number.
That's strange. I know I dialed Mr. Clampett.
Don't argue. Call again. I want to tell him I finally found a college that will take Jethro.
Chief, you're not really going to send Jethro to that Clinchville A&M.
So what's wrong with it?
Oh, it's so isolated, stuck out there in the middle of the desert.
So what? They've got a beautiful campus, new administration building, new library, new swimming pool.
Really? Well, how do you know?
Because we're building it for them.
Uncle Jed, I almost hated to graduate. I was a real BMOC.
A what?
Well, that stands for big man on campus. Matter of fact, I was a OMOC. Only man on campus.
I'll get this one. Hello? Well, howdy there, Mr. Drysdale.
I just wanted to tell you that we've located a college for Jethro. He what? He did. He's already found one. Oh, that's wonderful, Mr. Clampett. Now, you tell him the moment he gets his diploma, I am going to make him a vice president.
Chief, what are you saying?
Well, it took Jethro 12 years to get through the 6th grade. College should be good for life. Yes, Mr. Clampett. Yes, as soon as he graduates, you have him come in and... You what? You did? Will you leave the room? I think I'm going to cry.
Boy, best get going. Your job's waiting for you.
Shucks. I'm almost sorry I'm so doggone smart. I didn't even get to see one football game. Yes, sir?
Now, make us proud of you. You are vice president in charge of my money.
Don't worry, Uncle Jed. When I get through handling it, you're going to have $1 million.
Jethro.
Oh, yes, sir?
I got 50 million now.
Uncle Jed, I'm a college graduate. You let me worry about that.
Ellie Mae, I thought you was off getting educated. Who brought you home?
I walked home across the hill. Boy, that college of judo and karate ain't worth a hoot.
Why? What happened?
Well, I went in this big room with a real thick rug on the floor, and the teacher come out wearing his pajamas.
His pajamas?
Yeah, and when I told him I wanted to enroll, well, he got mad at a rattlesnake with a sore tooth.
What'd you get mad about?
I don't know. We must have got out on the wrong side of the bed. Anyway, he commenced shouting and chomping away at me. Well, he even tried to trip me.
Land sakes, what did you do?
I get him what for? Bounced him around that rug like a basketball.
Good for you, darling.
I didn't stop throwing him till he offered to graduate me.
Graduated?
Yeah. But he didn't give me no cap and gown. All I got was this skinny old black belt.
Mr. Drysdale, what are you doing sitting out here?
Well, it's Miss Hathaway's lunch hour, and somebody has to take Jethro's calls.
Where's Jethro? You give him your office?
Howdy, Uncle Jed. Oh, I couldn't pick out just one secretary, so I hired me all the girls at Frisbee's Business College. And now, where was I?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Dear sir, howdy. As vice president in charge of my Uncle Jed's money, I would like to welcome you to the T-H-E.
Shorty, has Ellie Mae and that Templeton boy come back yet?
No, Mom, she's still showing him around the fair.
Oh, Shorty, them two was meant for each other. It's a marriage made in heaven. We'll hold the wedding in the little wilderness church down there.
No, Granny. Ellie Mae and that young woodchopper just met. How can you be sure they're going to get married?
A voice came in the night, calling loud and clear. Matthew Templeton is going to marry Ellie Mae Clampett. Jed heard it, too.
Sure enough?
Yeah. He pounded on the wall and told me to shut up.
Well, Granny, if wishing will make it so, you'll have them two on their honeymoon before you...
Shorty, what if she takes him inside the mill?
What of it?
That cake that Ellie baked. They're using it for a millstone.
No.
Yeah. Eck Bozeman is grinding corn with it. Jed and me tried to buy it back, but he wouldn't sell.
I'll give you twice what you paid for it.
Sorry, but it ain't for sale. Turn it on, Herb.
Look at that rascal chew up corn.
That girl does bake a heavy cake.
Oh, please, keep him away from the mill.
The fellow that runs that mill bought my cake at the cake baking contest.
Really? I'd like to see it.
Well, come on, let's go in.
Come to think of it, I'm sure that cake's been eaten by now.
Yeah, reckon you're right. Granny says that fella makes the finest brooms in D.C. Hill.
I've heard that the best wedding present for a new bride is a new broom.
Well, Granny says that, too. Granny makes light soap like that.
Must be pretty strong stuff.
Well, I've been using it all my life.
Yeah, well, that's about the finest testimonial any soap could have.
Yonder's the basket weaver. Hey, you see that windmill? When I was little, I used to climb clean to the top of that thing. I bet you I can still do it, too.
Please don't. I wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
Now let's go see the basket weaving.
Ain't back yet, Shorty?
Not yet, Granny.
Oh, good. That young woodchopper's in for a treat. I got a brace of possums in the oven. I got hog jowls and turnip greens. I got grits and squirrel gravy. I got corn pone and chitlins, hush puppies, and my special huckleberry pie.
Here he comes, Ellie Mae.
Oh. Did you have a nice walk?
Yes, Granny.
I bet you worked up a good appetite.
I could eat a bear.
Would you settle for some baked possum?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, now you hurry to the kitchen, Ellie, and get busy. And while you're at it, you fix some hog jowls and some turnip greens, and some grits and squirrel gravy, and some corn pone and chitlins, and some hush puppies.
Yes, right away.
And don't forget your special huckleberry pie.
That's going to be an awful lot of work.
Not for her, it won't.
That's the best huckleberry pie I've ever tasted.
Thank you. For Ellie, she don't like to take credit for nothing.
Oh, gee whiz, Granny, I'd
Ellie, clear the dishes, sweetheart, and leave the kitchen spick and span as always.
Yes, Granny.
What a housekeeper.
What a cook.
Oh, that was just a snack. Why, she would have fixed more except for all them babies she has to look after.
Babies?
Oh, not hers. You see, Ellie is so good with young'uns that all the mamas in town who want to go and see the fair leave all their babies with Ellie.
I see.
Why, she can take care of a dozen babies and make clothes for them at the same time. She loves it so, especially the beautiful material that she weaves herself.
What a remarkable girl. She cooks, sews, keeps house, takes care of babies. The fella that gets her is going to be a mighty lucky man.
Speaking of that, Mr. Templeton.
Call me Matthew.
Speaking of that, Matthew, I'm going to cut right through the rind and get to the milk. Would you be interested in marrying Ellie Mae?
Indeed, I would. You know, Miss Hathaway told me that Ellie came back here to look for a husband.
And she found him.
Well, I'd be proud and honored to be the man who marries her.
Hold on, Mr. Drysdale. Granny's coming. You want to talk to her? All right. It's long distance all the way. It's long distance all the way to California, Mr. Drysdale.
Glad you called, Mr. Drysdale. Send Judge money right away. Ellie's getting married and she needs a dowry.
Ellie's getting married. I sent Miss Hathaway back to to take care of that.
Oh, she did. She's the one that found the feller that Ellie's gonna marry. That secretary of yours is a real go-getter. In fact, Miss Jane done so good for Ellie, she's out in the woods now trying to find a man for herself.
I'll get her, I'll kill her, I'll strangle her. Listen, Granny, I'll be on the next plane.
Well, we'd love to have you come for Ellie's wedding, Mr. Drysdale, and you can bring Jed's $85 million with you. But who's going to take care of the critters?
Don't worry, I'll see that the critters are taken care of. Yes. Bye. Give me the number of the zoo. I fed those rotten, spoiled animals for the last time. Hello, Fairchild. No, I wasn't talking about you, you sweet, wonderful bear. Well, I love you, too. Would you like some din-din?
That's a beautiful little church.
Dandy place for the wedding, don't you think?
Perfect. Very inspiring.
What is it, Granny? I'm very busy with details of the wedding. I suppose you've heard that my daughter's getting married, haven't you, Jethro?
Oh, Elverna, this ain't Jethro. This is Matthew Templeton.
I thought Jethro had changed.
Matthew, this is Elverna Bradshaw.
How do you do?
Hello.
He's the man that's going to marry Ellie Mae.
What? Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
We've just come from the church where the ceremony's going to be.
Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
A day or so before your daughter's wedding.
Is that true?
Sooner the better.
What's the matter, Elverna? You look a mite green.
No, I'll be all right.
I don't believe I've met your future son-in-law. What does he look like?
Robert Holloway, he very much resembles Mr. Templeton here, except he's taller and broader through the shoulders. Oh, he and Victoria Rose make such a handsome couple. In fact...
Granny! Yoo-hoo! Look what I found in the forest! He's no Adonis, but finders keepers.
Let go of him! Robert Holloway, what happened to your glasses?
This lady was pulling me through the woods, and I ran into a tree.
Oh, you schnook.
Is that you, Victoria Rose?
Oh,
sweetheart?
No, it's your future mother-in-law.
Oh, Mother Bradshaw, of course it's you. I didn't see you.
Oh, get into the bucket, you nitwit. Oh, of all the humiliating experiences. I'll be be the laughingstock of the entire community.
Why, Mother Bradshaw?
Oh, shut up.
Thank you, Mother Bradshaw. To you, too.
Oh, dear. Mrs. Bradshaw's in an absolute rage.
Yeah. You know, I think maybe this is the happiest day of my life. That's it, Jed. Now fetch the bride over to the groom and put her hand in his'n. And then the preacher says, who's gonna give this woman to be wed to this man?
And I say I do.
Doggone, I wish I was really the groom instead of just standing in for him.
Oh, get back on the box, Shorty. We're gonna rehearse the wedding again.
Hey, Granny, is this all the best man does? Just stand here like a dummy?
Yeah, and you do it real good.
Well, I gotta get over to Bug Tussle and meet a girl.
Who is she, boy?
Now that can all wait. We're gonna run through the wedding again.
Granny, I told Harold Lindsley I was going fishing with him this morning.
Now what's more important? Hooking a fish or a husband for Ellie?
You done got him hooked.
Here he comes now, heading this way.
Run upstairs and change, Ellie. It's bad luck for the groom to see the bride in her wedding dress before the ceremony.
Yes, Granny.
And put on something pretty, darling. And dab a little vanilla extract behind your ear. There's nothing that tantalizes a man like a whiff of that.
Howdy, everybody.
Howdy.
Bye.
Been chopping wood, Matthew?
Yes, ma'am. Split 50 rails this morning. Hope to do as many more before nightfall.
Well, now don't work too hard, son.
Hard work never hurt anyone, Granny. The good book says, if any would not work, neither should he eat.
Well spoke, young fella.
What is there that is illustrious, that is not also attended by labor?
Cicero.
Correct.
Ain't he something, Miss Jane?
Oh, he is indeed. Tell me, Mr. Templeton, are there any more at home like you?
Well...
Oh, yes, Miss Jane. Matthew tells me he's got a big family to home.
You know, young fella, we'd be pleasure to meet your family.
Oh, the pleasure'd be mine, Mr. Clampett. Take a while, though. We live a few miles beyond Possum Ridge.
We could go over to your place if it'd be handier for you.
Oh, my family will love coming here. They don't get to town very often.
Well, fetch him over.
We can probably make it by mid-afternoon.
Fine and dandy. That ought to be about 4 bass and a couple of perch from now. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll be putting on my fishing duds.
Me too.
You want to wet a line with us, Miss Jane?
Oh, no. I plan to don my bird-watching outfit and do my fishing in the forest where I first saw Matthew here.
Oh, well, good luck.
Thank you. This shall be my lure.
You know, with bait like that, she could go a week without a nibble.
Hi there, Matthew.
Ellie Mae, you look beautiful.
Why, thank you.
Matthew is fetching over his whole family to meet us.
I'm going to try to catch enough fish so they can all stay to victuals.
That's wonderful. They love fish.
And nobody cooks them like Ellie.
Me, Granny?
She's a modest little young'un.
You cook them rolled in cornmeal?
Well, no, I just wear an apron.
Nobody jokes like her, neither. If you like cooking and joking, she's your girl. Maybe Matthew would like some of that cold lemonade that's in the icebox.
That does sound good.
Oh, well, I'll fetch it right in.
That girl is so sweet that when she squeezes lemons, you don't need sugar.
Sure, he's going to make a pretty bride, Mr. Templeton.
She is for a fact.
Oh, what a handsome groom.
Thank you, Mother Bradshaw.
Not you. I'm talking about the man Ellie Mae Clampett's going to marry.
Well, he's tall and husky and handsome, but other than that, he doesn't look like much.
Go wait in the buggy.
Yes, ma'am.
Granny.
Hello, loser. You've met Matthew Templeton, the man that's going to marry Ellie Mae.
Yes, hello.
How do you do, Mrs. Bradshaw? It's a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you. And I guess you both know him?
Oh, yes, your future son-in-law. Shake hands with Mr. Templeton, Mr. Holloway.
Nice to see you, Mr. Holloway.
Thank you. It's nice to see you, too.
Quite a difference between them two, ain't they, Alverna?
Robert is small, but wiry. Wait in the buggy, Robert, dear.
It's Mother Bradshaw.
You must have forgot to wire him this morning.
Thank you, Mother Bradshaw. Now I know where Victoria Rose gets her strength.
Nice to see you, folks. I'll be back this afternoon, Granny.
See you later, son. He's fetching over his family to meet us. We're going to discuss the wedding that takes place the night before your daughter's.
Granny, dear, about our bet. You know I'm one of your oldest friends.
Oh, that's true, Alverna. They's friends I've had longer. But you're the oldest.
How cute. But speaking about our silly little bet, it was all in fun, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know about you, Alverna, but I'm going to have lots of fun kicking you up that mountain.
Howdy, Alverna. Hey, would you like to come over and join us for a fish supper?
No, she wouldn't. She's going to be eating crow.
Oh, is that your future son-in-law in the buggy yonder?
Yes, that's him.
You reckon he'd like to go fishing?
No, he doesn't fish.
Take him along with you anyway, Jed. You can use him for bait.
Before I leave here, I want to hear you say something nice and pleasant to Alverna.
All right, Jed. Alverna, may good luck follow you all the days of your life. And never catch up with you.
Well, here we are. Well, it's about time. That's the longest 20 miles I ever rode in my life. It didn't take that long to fly from Beverly Hills. Thanks. 20 unforgettable miles. Anybody here? Yes, sir. I'm here. Anybody else? Yes, sir. You're here. What about the Clampets? They're supposed to be at this hotel. Yes, sir, they are. Well, then they're here. No, sir, they ain't. Jed's fishing, Jethro's girl watching, and Granny's took Ellie Mae over to have her wedding dress fitted. Wedding dress? You mean she's really getting married? Well, in these parts, a girl don't buy a wedding dress to trap muskrat. Never mind the country humor. I am Milburn Drysdale, and I would like to... You're that banker fella from Beverly Hills. That's right, and I would like... Clampets talk a heap about you. Well, fine. Now, I would like... I hope you fetched along their $85 million. Granny's anxious to get that in the bank of bug tussle for Ellie's dowry. Is that all $85 million, Way? Never mind. Where is the bank of bug tussle? Well, believe it or not, it's in bug tussle. Well, where is bug tussle? You passed right through it on the way here. Impossible. In 20 miles, I passed one building. That's bug tussle. You're joking. No. There's a general store, the bank, the post office, city hall, fire department, funeral parlor, jail, and boat landing. And Granny's going to put $85 million in a bank like that? That's the only bank in the county. Get that horse and buggy back here right away. I'm going to buy it. Burl Stevens wouldn't sell that horse. Why, he raised old bird from a little coal. The bank. I'm going to buy the bank. That's likely to cost you a pretty penny. Les Vining sees a dutied-up city feller like you, that price is going sky high.
Yes, you're right. Say, have you got any old clothes I can borrow?
I got some work done hanging in the attic you can have.
Great. Now you get that horse and buggy back here.
Oh, Burl's halfway home by now, but I might get you a mule or something.
Okay, but hurry. There. These clothes will be fine, Shorty. Shorty!
Oh, Sam, look! What I have found in the forest. The abandoned nest of a crimson-fronted finch, sometimes called a red-headed litter. What cunning builders they are. Note the way these winged architects construct their abode, weaving their weatherproof network of twigs, feathers, and grass with their tiny bills.
Ah, shut up!
Chief, when did you get here? And what are you doing in this ridiculous outfit?
You think I look ridiculous? Just step in front of a mirror if you want a real laugh.
I have been bird watching.
You're supposed to be clampet watching. I sent you back here to keep them from settling down and taking the money out of my bank.
But Chief, they're happy here. You can't put money ahead of happiness.
Don't bet on it. And you were supposed to keep Ellie from getting married.
But she fell in love. Surely you can't put money ahead of love.
Don't bet on it.
I was powerless to combat the inexorable forces of romance, after all. I'm only human.
I wouldn't bet on that either.
I got you a jackass, Mr. Drysdale.
That I got. Get me a mule.
Well, see here. What I mean is I got you a little donkey. A burro.
Oh, good. Will it get me to Bug Tussle and back?
Oh, sure. Leroy Cheney's got it saddled up and ready for you out front.
Okay.
Hey, Chief, why are you going to Bug Tussle?
To buy the bank. If the clampers move their money out of Beverly Hills, I'll be waiting for it in Bug Tussle.
Oh, boy. And I thought 20 miles on a buggy was rough.
Who's that, Miss Jane?
Oh, you mean on the donkey?
Yeah, a friend of yours?
Oh, believe me, he's no friend of mine.
Just a drifter, huh?
Exactly. A tramp, a derelict, a worthless, money-hungry bum.
Glad he's leaving town.
Good riddance indeed.
Wonder where he come from.
I would say from under a large, wet rock. Be sure to see the Beverly Hillbillies next week when Phil Silvers arrives in the person of a big city con man looking for small-town suckers.
Where are the people, my friend? I mean, the suckers, the rubes. What happened to the fair? Hey! The fair! Silver Dollar City Fair!
Yeah, Bug Tussle, too. In Branson and Blue Eyes. Fair all around here. But it's raining in Eureka Springs.
Thanks a lot for the weather report.
Are you from New York?
Yes. Now, about my accommodations.
Always wanted to meet somebody from New York. Now I'm shaking his hand.
Wait, the hand, you're crushing it.
A genuine New Yorker from New York City. Golly!
How do you make it let go?
Hey, but wait.
What is it? What?
You won't even have to pay my way to New York. My Uncle Jed's got $85 million.
Swell, I'll send up a flare.
Doggone it.
What was that you just said?
Doggone it.
No, ahead of that.
You don't have to pay my way.
Between that and doggone.
My Uncle Jed's got $85 million.
Glad to see you. New York will appreciate a man of your wisdom and understanding.
I hear tell that New York is nothing but cement and tall buildings. We kind of cotton to open country.
Well, it just so happens that right in the middle of Manhattan, there is a paradise of open fields, meadows, trees, brooks, and lakes known as Central Park. And I'm willing to sell it to you at a sacrifice.
Belongs to you, does it?
Left to me by my late lamented uncle, Sam Central.
Now listen, Daisy. You's coming to England with us to hunt them skinny old oafs and serfs. Trouble is, Granny says I can't take you, so got to hide you in this here bag. See? There's plenty of room, and lots of air, too.
Get through! The taxi cab is here to take us to the airport.
We's coming! I'm coming! Okay, Daisy, now hop in, and keep your big mouth shut.
I blame you for the whole mess, Miss Hathaway. And believe me, this trip to England is coming out of your salary.
Then I'm stopping right here.
No, keep going. We miss that plane, the Clampetts will get to London without us.
Then let's hear no more talk blaming me. You're the one who hired that cheap British actor to impersonate the Queen's minister. He's the one who sold them Canada.
Okay. The important thing is to keep them from going to Buckingham Palace and giving that phony deed to the Queen.
Now, Chief, look on the bright side.
What bright side? Well, they even had that miserable truck flown to London.
I still say there's a bright side.
What is it?
When I think of one, you'll be the first to hear it.
Where's Jethro?
Oh, he's coming, Granny.
Why ain't he with us?
Well, he's just upset because you wouldn't let him bring along Ellie's turkey buzzards to hunt oafs.
Well, I aim to do some sleeping betwixt here in England. And at my age, I ain't stretching out and closing my eyes in the same room with no buzzards.
Now be real quiet, Daisy. And as quick as we get to England, we'll go to hunting oafs.
Would you like me to take that for you?
Oh, no. She's fine. It's fine. I'll tell you what you can do. You can let us know when we fly over Canada.
I'd be happy to.
It belongs to us, you know. We bought it yesterday. Hey, Uncle Jed, this little old gal don't believe that we own Canada. Show her the deed.
Jethro, will you stop yapping about us owning Canada? It's only ours till we give the deed back to the Queen.
And as quick as that's done, we's going to our castle and fight the War of the Roses.
We can't fight the War of the Roses till we put down the rabble uprising.
Well, when are we gonna get me my knight in shining armor?
Now, don't worry, Ellie. We'll troth you to the first knight that comes riding by the castle hunting dragons.
We made it.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane.
I'll sit here with Jethro. You keep Ellie company.
Right, Chief.
Say, Miss Jane, Mr. Drysdale's looking rather poorly.
I know, Granny. It's a good thing you're a doctor.
Excuse me. If you look out the window, you can see Winnipeg.
Winnipeg?
We're over Manitoba now, and pretty soon we're going to be flying over Ontario.
I don't care nothing about that. Just tell me when we get to Canada.
You know, Jethro, I'm sure glad I'm sitting beside the educated member of the family. You make a great brain surgeon.
Get hungry. I got some chitlins in my pocket.
No, thanks.
I was talking to my friend in the bag there.
You have a friend?
Shh. I smuggled her on board.
Who is she?
Give you 3 guesses.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Guess again. Give me a hint. Well, she's got a long nose, beady eyes, scaly legs, and 3 toes on each foot.
Miss, could I have a tranquilizer?
Oh, of course. Your first flight?
My last.
Beady eyes, scaly legs, 3 toes in each foot.
And her first name's Daisy.
Oh, she's sitting back there with Mr. Clampett. Okay, I give up. Open the bag.
Oh, no, not here. Uncle Jed will give me the Dickens. But you can open it up in the washroom.
You know, I'm just curious enough to do that.
Don't scare her.
I won't.
I'm sure glad you're going to England with us, Miss Jane.
Yeah, and quick as we give the deed to Canada back to the Queen, you can help us fight the War of the Roses.
Now, Granny.
Excuse me, but I think the War of the Roses has already been fought.
No, it was supposed to be fought last year, but Sir Chicken here tucked his tail twixt his legs and run.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. I ain't traveling 6,000 miles to scrap with the folks in the next castle.
That's the War of the Roses?
Yes, ma'am. Jethro started it. No. They started it when they sicked their dogs on Jethro when he run the dragon through their roses.
Ready? That'll do.
Good grief.
You and your three-toed redhead.
I told you she wasn't Elizabeth Taylor.
You didn't tell me it was a bunch.
Let the cat out of the bag.
Wish it had been a cat. I almost got flapped to death.
Daisy, you hadn't ought to... Hey, where is she?
In the washroom. And if you want her back in that bag, you put her there.
Gee, what happened?
Oh, nothing. Sit down.
Anything you need?
Yeah, I need to have my head examined.
There's a feather in your hair. Don't tell me how it got there.
Granny, he done something stupid, and he don't want to talk about it.
Thanks, Jethro.
Did you find out what happened to Mr. Drysdale?
I think I got it figured out what happened to him, Jed. When he went up front there, he stuck his head out the window, and a bird hit him.
We's flying pretty hard for birds.
What about geese?
Ain't often you get a goose this high either.
Well, he got one, scratched his scalp. That could be dangerous so close to the brain. He could come down with goose fever.
You gonna treat him?
He didn't want me to. He's ashamed of what he'd done, I guess.
Well, sticking your head out of the window of an airplane going 600 miles an hour ain't exactly the smartest thing in the world.
Wait a minute. Where you going?
To powder my nose.
No, don't go in there.
Why not?
It's hit him, Jed.
Who? What?
Mr. Drysdale, goose fever. Look at him, flapping his wings.
Well, I'll be doggone. Is there anything we can do?
It's reached his brain. Next, he'll stand on one foot, tuck his head under his arm, and go to sleep.
We can't help him at all?
Once it gets that bad, about all you can do is force feed him and sell his liver.
Beautiful,
Oh, did the tranquilizer help any, sir?
Oh, yes, I feel fine now, thanks.
Oh, good, you're welcome.
You're in trouble now.
What do you mean?
Another victim just went into the buzzard roost.
Granny, why do you suppose the chief is acting so strangely?
I hate to tell you, Miss Jane, but it's goose fever.
Goose fever?
He stuck his head out the window up there and got hit by a high-flying goose.
It's impossible.
It is, huh? Look yonder. Another one's done it. He'll be having a seizure any minute. The goose scratches is right next to his brain.
What happened to you, sir?
There's a big bird in there.
A bird?
Yeah, it clawed me, and it flapped me.
See? There he goes.
I think you're mistaken, sir, but I'll check it out.
Don't go in there. They'll get flapped silly with those big wings.
All right, sir. I tell you what, why don't you return to your seat and I'll get somebody to investigate it.
You think this'll cure his goose fever, Granny?
No, but it'll quieten him down so he won't go flying around the cabin. Here you are. Take this. It'll make you feel better.
Oh, thanks. I can use a drink of water. What was that?
Smoky Mountain Soothing Syrup.
Who were you?
I'm Mother Goose. Now you just tuck your head under your wing and rest.
Okay, she's back in the bag, but she ain't too happy, though. You scared her.
I scared her.
Hope you enjoyed your flight. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed your flight. And did you enjoy your flight, sir?
Oh, yeah, the plane ride was nice, too.
Bye.
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 Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Have a shame. Bye. What are you doing?
Miss Jane said they won't let me take my buzzard through customs. So I'm going to turn her loose here, and she'll meet us in front of the airport.
She'll meet us?
Heck yeah. I got her trained to fly around and land on the truck. Come on, Daisy.
Listen, Jethro, wait. Why don't you go ahead and get the truck, and I'll smuggle Daisy through customs.
Okay, swell. I'll meet everybody in front of the airport.
Chief, you'll never get that buzzard through customs. They'll quarantine it.
Exactly. I've had enough of this bird for one trip.
Do you mean someone actually tried to get this repulsive bird through customs?
Yes, sir. His name's Drysdale. He's in your office right now with some other rather odd Americans.
That's why I stopped you on the plane. I got locked in the washroom with that thing, and it flapped me up one wall and down the other.
Mr. Drysdale's having another seizure. Poor man. I gotta help him.
Mr. Drysdale, please.
That's me.
Don't you know that birds have to be quarantined in a cage for 6 months before they can enter this country?
Wait a minute. He ain't no bird. He only thinks he is.
Granny, I beg your pardon.
He's got goose fever.
Granny, please.
I'm gonna help you, Mr. Drysdale.
Madam, I was referring to the repulsive creature he brought off the plane.
Shame on you. That's his secretary.
Anything I can do, Granny?
Yes, you can learn this goomer some manners. He wants to put Mr. Drysdale in a cage. And you should have heard what he called Miss Jane.
Granny, please let me handle this.
Well, that's fine, Mr. Drysdale, but we better be moving along. Wouldn't want to bother the Queen at supper time.
You are going to see the Queen?
Well, we ain't going to have supper with her. Just want to give her back the deed to Canada.
And then we gotta get to our castle and commence fighting the War of the Roses.
Now, Granny.
Did you say the War of the Roses?
Have you heard of it?
But of course. Every schoolboy has heard of the War of the Roses.
You see that, Jed? It's all over England that we run out on the feud. They've even got it in school books.
Granny, please let me handle this.
You go and lie down. You're burning up with fever, you silly goose. Yeah,
I say, what kind of a vehicle is this, then?
Oh, this here's a royal truck and buzzard launcher. I'm waiting for the royal family.
Royal family?
Yeah, the Earl of Clampett and his kin. Oh, there's a couple of commoners with him, though. Mr. Drysdale and Miss Jane.
Mr. Drysdale? Well, that's the American gentleman I'm here to chauffeur.
Oh.
Stop honking that thing, Jethro. Mr. Drysdale will be honking back.
Where is he? He's got something of mine.
He's trying to explain goose fever to the inspector.
Well, let's head for the palace.
Well, what about Mr. Drysdale?
He ordered his own car here.
Why would he do that?
I'll tell you why. With every schoolboy in London talking about the War of the Roses, he's ashamed to be seen with us.
Tell Mr. Drysdale we'll be waiting in front of Buckingham Palace.
Hurry up, Jethro. Folks is already pointing the finger of shame. See what I mean?
sure am glad we brought the truck to London. It's dandy for sightseeing.
Yeah, and we're the sight everybody is seeing. Did you see how folks are staring and pointing at us? They know we run out on the feud.
Now, Granny.
She's right, Uncle Jed. Ain't no other reason they'd be laughing at us.
Pay no attention to her. Just drive on to the palace. We got business with the Queen.
Mr. Drysdale? Yes? Well, this is your car, sir. Oh, where are the Hillbillies? If you're referring to the Earl of Clampett and his family, sir, they went off in the royal truck.
They've gone?
Yes, they said they wait for you in front of Buckingham Palace.
Oh, no. Do you think I can beat them there?
Well, considering the car and the driver, sir, I'd say it was a sure thing.
Where are we, Jethro?
We's in what's called Hyde Park.
Good. Pull up to them bushes and let's hide.
Keep going, Jethro. Anybody see a street sign?
I seen one, Paul. It says this here's Rotten Road.
Stop right here, Jethro. This is where we belong, Rotten Road.
Drive on, boy.
What's this place?
Is that the Queen's Palace?
No, sir. This here is the Tower of London, where the royal prisoners are beheaded and flogged and such.
What'd you stop here for?
Because I'm tired of folks pointing and laughing at us for running out on a feud.
You think they ain't gonna laugh at us here? 4 chickens sitting on a truck.
Well, if they laugh at us here, I just haul the rascals into the tower and set the royal flogger on them.
Drive on, boy.
Heads are gonna roll.
We is gonna roll now. Head for the palace.
Do what he says, Jethro. Everybody else has laughed at us. Might as well let the Queen have some fun.
Where have you been?
All over London.
Jethro should have told us he didn't know how to get here.
Didn't want you to think I was stupid.
Oh, no chance of that. Well, let's go in, give the deed to Canada back to the Queen.
Now, wait. First, I'll have to arrange an audience.
Oh, we don't want to do it in front of folks.
No, I mean the Queen won't see you without an appointment.
I noticed. She's heard of the War of the Roses, too.
How soon you reckon she'll see us?
Not till we've cleared our name.
Let Mr. Drysdale talk.
Well, it may take several days. Meantime, why don't we all go to the hotel and have a good night's rest? Follow us, Jethro. Miss Hathaway and I will go in and make arrangements.
You want us to come along?
No. Wait here. We might have to try another hotel.
Hear that, Jed? We might not be able to get in.
Reckon they heard about the feud, too.
Yeah. It ain't got nothing to do with it.
It ain't, huh? Oh, soldier, come here.
Yes, madam.
Have you heard about the War of the Roses?
Oh, indeed, madam.
See?
How much you know about it? Well, it's probably the most famous feud in the history of England. It involved 2 families, 2 royal houses.
You know how it started?
Well, there's some debate as to which house first let loose the dogs of war. Excuse me.
I can tell him which house let loose the dogs. It was me that was let loose on.
Are you satisfied, Jed?
Well, Granny, it's only natural that a soldier might have heard, but I can't believe everybody has.
Wait, will you tell me something? Does everybody in the hotel know about the War of the Roses?
Oh, definitely, sir.
That doesn't. It's bad enough to be laughed at on the street, but I don't aim to move in here and live with it.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Let's go on out to the castle.
Yeah, Paul.
Come on, Jed.
Well, all right. Tell Mr. Drysdale the Clampetts has gone to their castle.
He means chicken house.
Thank you for alerting us, Mr. Drysdale. Yes, I'll have them phone you, sir. Good day. Tetley?
Yes, Mr. Farish.
The Clampetts are driving out from London. Assemble the staff in the courtyard. We must give them a royal welcome.
At once, Mr. Farish.
just a word of caution. Let us not mention the presence of the Clampett family to our friends in the next castle. Colonel Dumbarton has not forgotten the Black Knight, Master Jethro, riding through his prize roses.
Excuse me, Mr. Faversham, sir. A group of gypsies is approaching the castle.
Really?
Yes, and they're driving a most disreputable-looking vehicle. These vagabonds are going to spoil the arrival of the Clampetts.
Mr. Tetley, those vagabonds are the Clampetts. Steady. Steady.
They seem very fond of you, sir. They're calling your name.
No, they usually call me Major or Mr. Domo. They think Faversham is a greeting.
Faversham, Mr. Domo.
Faversham, sir. And welcome to all of you, from all of us. Oh, Mr. Clarence, Mr. Drysdale would like you to ring him at the hotel as soon as possible.
I'll do that right away.
Yes.
Jethro, you tote in the bag.
Hey, I'm a knight. We got lots of churls for such things.
And they'll take care of that. Mr. Tetley, everybody.
Mr. Domo, I want to have a word with you. Mr. Domo?
Madam?
I want to ask you something about them folks in the next castle.
Oh, yes, madam. Colonel Dumbarton.
He's a colonel.
Retired. Of Her Majesty's Indian service.
He's an Indian fighter.
That's all in the past, madam. Though I must say, he likes to run his castle in a military manner.
I'm afraid we's in for trouble.
Oh, you've nothing to fear from the colonel, madam. Confidentially, the old gentleman is usually in his cups.
Gentlemen, the Queen.
The Queen.
Prepare to fire the sunset gun.
Jethro, Ellie Mae. Well, young'uns, I'm afraid we've got our feuding cut out for us. The old fella in the next castle is an Indian fighter. One cups at it.
Let's go over and jump him right now.
No, Jethro. Let him make the first move.
What was that?
Sounded like a cannon.
He's fired the first shot. The War of the Roses is on!
Yoinks and tally ho, my liege. Sir Jethro Depot Dean at thy service.
Got into you, boy, and what's that you got into?
These are the kind of royal raiments we's going to be wearing over at your castle.
What?
Hey, Mr. Drysdale called you. You done inherited the doggone castle over to England.
Go on.
Yeah, one of them great big rascals with them open the drawstring.
You grinning me?
No, sir. I was over at the bank when Mr. Drysdale got the word. So I went over to the studio and got us some Queen Elizabeth clothes.
Queen Elizabeth?
Oh, yes, sir. She's the Queen of England. I looked her up in a book. And these are the kind of clothes you got to wear around her.
Everybody?
Wait, just us royal folks. This here was wore by Francis Drake.
Well, I hope it looked better on her.
Francis Drake was a man. A fighting man. A sailor.
Any sailor that run around like that better be a fighting man.
Dad, have you seen... Oh, excuse me, ma'am. I didn't know that you... Jeff!
Sir Jethro. Head varlet to His Majesty, the Earl of Clampett.
Jed, what is this?
You don't call him Jed. Why, he is royalty. And you're just a commoner, one of his oaths. You got to bow and scrape and grovel in front of him. And me too, because I'm his royal nephew.
Give me that piece of leather.
You don't hit the boy.
Hit me? Her? Why, I'd have a throat in a dungeon like that. Oaths don't run around hitting members of the royal family. No, sir, no. Never. Now you done it. Now you done it. Wait till the Queen hears about this. You done laid your hands on my royal person.
You don't get your royal person into some decent clothes, I'm gonna lay more than hands on you.
Granny, the boy is excited. He got hold of some story about me inheriting the castle. Let's listen to what he got to say.
I ain't listening to no nut that runs around in velvet bloomers and wears a woman's hat.
These here is royal raiments. This here is what the Queen favors for her knights.
What she sleeps in is her own business.
Miss Drysdale just come out. Is that
you, Jethro?
Forsooth and verily, my royal maid. Bend your knee to his highness next to kin, you Saxon dog.
What did you call me?
Granny, when you gonna get it through your peasant head that you ain't got royal blood like us?
Now, hold on, Jethro.
But, Uncle Jed, it's true. I mean, sire, she's just your mother-in-law. She ain't blood kin to you like Ellie and me, but that makes her a vassal. She's got to do our bidding and walk 3 paces behind us.
That's nonsense.
No, that's all right, Jed. I don't mind walking behind Jethro.
That's more like it, knave. And when we struts around the castle, she brings up the rear.
That bring it up enough, or do you want another one?
Ellie Mae, what Mr. Drysdale say?
Oh, he's on his way over. You done inherited yourself a castle.
See? I told you. Quick, everybody. Let's get into our royal arena. After you, Oaf.
Oh, this is fabulous. Fabulous! I can see it now. The presentation at court. Knighted. A seat in the House of Lords. Luncheon with the Prime Minister. Tea with the Queen.
Chief, Mr. Clampett is hardly prepared for such honors.
Not him, me. I'll handle things just like I do here. The Clampetts will stay at the castle. I'll be up in London, receiving the honors, banking the money.
What money?
From the tenants who live on the 10,000 acres surrounding the castle. Ooh, yes, sir. England, there's the place to be a banker. Somebody doesn't pay, wham, right into debtor's prison.
Chief.
Charging them, break them on the rack. Somebody gyps the bank, and you brand a big O right in the middle of their forehead. Overdrawn. Yes, sir. Jolly old England. They know how to handle deadbeats.
Chief, debtor's prison and all such measures were outlawed 100 years ago.
You're kidding.
No.
Well, just wait till I get to Parliament. I'll bring back the good old days.
Now, don't get your hopes up too high. If I know Mr. Clampett, he may decide not to go to England at all.
What do you mean? He's got to go. I've got to go. England is my kind of country. That's where I want to live.
But what if your wife doesn't want to go?
You think there's a chance?
I should say don't get your hopes up. The way of royalty is not the way of the Clampetts. They're plain, simple country people with no desire to have...
Dad, Sis, and Harry. Royal cousin, some commoners is here. How you like my castle dress, ain't it pretty?
Beautiful.
Yes, but Ellie, they don't wear things.
Quiet.
Doggone! When you hear someone knocking at the moat, you're supposed to let down the drawstring. Tell me something. How do you housebreak an oath? Oh? I done got her oath's clothes and everything, but she won't grumble worth shucks. Hey, Oath! Come on in here.
Jethro says if I don't grovel, the Queen is going to throw me in the Tower of London and feed me to the beef eaters.
That is absolutely preposterous.
See? I told you.
No, I mean... Well, I can see there's a general misconception about modern-day England, which I shall clarify without further ado. Granny, there is no serfdom. You are not an oath. And Jethro, even members of the peerage no longer have the power to rule the lives of others. And Ellie Mae, these costumes are strictly for pageantry. And there is no debtor's prison, no torture for those overdrawn at the bank.
Will you stop putting England down?
You mean the Queen ain't going to feed me to the beef eaters?
Of course not.
Why, you?
Miss Janine, you done committed high treason against the crown and cited the oath. Your head is gonna roll.
You better hang on to yours, too.
Don't you touch me, or the royal executioner will lop off your offended member. I am the head varlet to His Majesty, the Earl of Clampett.
Oh, where is the Earl?
He's up in the turret, putting on his royal raiment.
Hey, Paul, we got company.
Nah, not like that. By your leave, sire, 2 vassals beseech your audience.
I ain't coming down wearing these fancy duds.
Oh, please, Mr. Clampett. I mean your lordship. Grant us a boon. We humbly petition your royal presence.
Yeah, come on.
Thanks, Paul.
Well, all right. This wasn't my idea.
Hot dog. Now you're gonna see some class. All hail His Majesty, Earl of Clampett! Kneel, Oaf.
Yes.
Trying to ruin my life, wreck my career, shatter my dream. I get the Clampetts all steamed up to go to England and claim their castle, and you destroy everything with your big mouth.
What are you raving about? All I did was tell the truth.
That's what I'm raving about. Let it out.
I know you consider this a great financial opportunity for you and your bank. But think about the Clampetts for a moment.
Okay. That's long enough. Now let's think about me and my bank.
Be reasonable. You'll be in London in your counting house. But those poor, simple hill folk will suddenly find themselves cast adrift in a society so steeped in tradition, so rigid with protocol, they'll be completely lost. They won't know what to do or say or who to turn to.
They'll turn to Lady Jane Hathaway. Who else?
Oh, well, if you have someone...
Lady Jane Hathaway.
Me?
You.
Chief, I'm just plain Jane Hathaway.
Do you think the Crown will overlook your services in converting the peasants of Possum Ridge into the keepers of Clampett Castle?
Chief, this is ridiculous. I could never expect...
Didn't you tell me your ancestors were English?
Well, yes, my great-grandfather and my...
Blood will tell. You belong in a castle. To the man born, Lady Jane Hathaway of Hathaway Hall.
Hathaway Hall.
Mr. Drydale, I think we better pass on this going to England business. We don't belong in no castle.
Oh, you don't say that. Why, you love Hathaway Hall. Clampett Castle.
You said...
Chief, she's changed her mind. She didn't have the complete picture.
No, I do feel you should investigate the situation, Mr. Clampett. You might find that you'd enjoy the English country life.
This place in the country, isn't it?
Oh, yes. The castle sits in the middle of 10,000 acres.
Oh, that'd be a heap of land to work.
Oh, you don't have to work the land.
We couldn't depend on Granny. She's got her back up by being old.
Granny wouldn't have to work either.
She sure ain't gonna get Jethro behind no mule dressed in them head varlet clothes.
None of you has to work the land. You just enjoy it. You see, it's mostly forests and streams.
Yes, you'd spend your time stalking deer, shooting grouse, fishing, riding to the hounds.
Excuse me, pal. If and we ain't going to England, can I change back into my breeches?
Look mighty fetching, Ellie.
Isn't she beautiful? Can't you just see her dancing in the ballroom of the castle?
Yes, with a long line of handsome young Englishmen waiting their turn.
Well, you'd meet some fellers, would you?
Oh, Mr. Clampett, your lovely daughter would be the belle of the countryside.
Well, no. This hill has got more taters in it than I figured.
Are we going, pal?
Well, we'll study on it. Take some doing to swing your granny around.
Ain't nobody throwing me in the Tower of London. Chopping off nothing, neither. Not a damn blame nonsense.
Get back into your Oak's clothes.
You get in them.
Hey, hold on there. Are you revolting?
Not as revolting as you.
Hey, listen. We can't show up at our castle without we got us a royal oath.
I ain't open for nobody.
Hey, wait a minute, Granny. You go along as oath. As quick as we get settled, I'll promote you. I'll make you a scullion or a serf. How about a sheriff or a common skull? Hey, wait a minute. You could be a witch. How about a shrew or a loud?
Would I have critters at the castle?
Hundreds of them. There's a private game preserve.
I'll go get ready for the trip.
Now, wait, Ellie. It ain't for positive sure where you going. Just a minute, Ellie. Hold on.
Don't worry, it's in the bag.
You're right.
Where's Jed?
He just went out the back door.
Please, Granny. It commences the oath. You won't have to grovel. Just cringe a little. Oh, gone. There goes the trip to England.
What do you mean?
A head varlet has got to have himself an oath. Do you think I want to show up over there looking like a dumbbell?
Certainly not.
But maybe if... No use talking about it, Mr. Drysdale. I ain't going if I can't go like royalty. And that takes an oath.
Sir Jethro, I have never let you down yet. One oath coming up.
No. Not it's Lady Jane.
Dog! She's even more oaf than Granny.
Yes, isn't she a beauty? Good and sturdy. Show the young master your teeth.
This is gonna make Granny happy. Now she can be a drudge or a troll or something.
Hey, Granny, good news. Gee, surely you wouldn't send me to England looking like this.
They sent us Twiggy, didn't they?
I resign.
Oh, now, come on, relax. I was joking. It was just to keep Jethro happy.
Well, somebody should tell Jethro that he's looked up the wrong Queen Elizabeth and is 400 years in the past.
All in good time. Now, let's not rock a happy boat. Now, you get busy and arrange for passports and buy airline tickets for all of us.
Right, Steve. I'll hurry and change.
What do you mean? Change. Maybe oafs go for half fare.
Jill! Jill! Go on, slow down on something. You know something? You are one sorry falcon.
Jethro, what are you doing with Henrietta?
Trying to learn this dumb old bird to hunt.
I'll put her down on the ground. She'll find all the worms she wants.
I ain't hunting worms. Oh, never mind. I'm beginning to think you're as big a peasant as Granny.
Who are you calling a peasant?
What are you doing dressed like that?
I'm going to the passport office with the rest of you.
Not wearing royal raiment, you ain't. You give a drudge an inch and she takes a mile.
Now, hold on. Jed says I'm just as good as the rest of you. He says I'm the royal Granny.
He can't just say so. Why, there's got to be a ceremony. Did he take his sword out and drub you?
Of course not.
Then it ain't official.
Tis too.
Tain't either. Boy, if Queen Elizabeth ever finds out the shortcuts you peasants is taking, Oh, shucks. Kneel down, I'll do it myself.
Pop! Pop! Come running! Jethro's done drawn a knife on Granny!
What's all the commotion out there? Granny, you all right?
It's Sir Granny now. I've done been drugged.
That's right, Pop. We's all one big royal family.
You ain't going to the passport office dressed like that, are you?
Put on your royal duds, like us.
Sure.
Just a minute. We's going to a U.S. government office, right?
Right.
Right.
Well, is it respectful to show up at a place like that wearing strange clothes?
No, it ain't. So get out of it.
Things are proper, like us.
Yeah, sure.
Granny, what's proper around a castle in England is one thing, and we'll be the judge of that when we get there. But as long as we's in this country, we're going to dress American. Now, get changed.
Oh,
Doggone.
Just when I was all decked out like a grand lady. Fine bunch of royalty. We just look like any ordinary Beverly Hills family.
Get in. Miss Jean going to meet us there?
Heck no. I can handle things.
Good.
You don't need no oath when you got me around.
Howdy, is this the place where you get passports?
That's, right.
We take 4 of them, please, sir. Thank you.
Well, I'll take your applications one at a time. Who'd like to be first?
I'll go first, because I was the one with the education. That way they can see how it's done.
Fine. Raise your right hand, please. Swear the statements you're about to make to be the truth.
Yes, sir.
State your name, please.
Jethro.
And your surname?
Sir Jethro.
Sir Jethro.
Yes, sir. Sir Jethro de Bodine, head varlet to the royal family.
That's the royal family.
Yes, sir. The big one is the Earl of Clampett himself. The girl is my royal cousin. And the little one, she used to be an oaf, but I done knighted her.
I see.
His Majesty didn't want us to wear no royal raiments till we got over to our castle.
You have a castle.
Yes, sir. One of them great big rascals with a wall around it and towers and dungeons and such.
And bars on the windows.
Sure.
Lots of attendants.
A castle ain't a castle without its crawling with varlets and trolls and churls and such.
And keepers.
Sure.
Tell me something, Sir Jethro. Is this a rib?
No, sir. That's a nose.
Oh, my goodness.
You can't catch me on questions like that. I studied to be a brain surgeon.
A brain surgeon.
Yes, sir. Ain't that right, Uncle Jed? What's that, boy? Pretty near become a brain surgeon, didn't I?
That's right. He was tore twixt that and being a fry cook.
Oh, I get it. Where's the hidden camera? You guys really have me going there. Come on, where's the camera? Do we need any makeup? Right here, huh? Hi, Alan. Love your show. Great bunch you got together.
Hey, mister, you gonna give us our passport?
Sure. I'm the royal passport granter. Hi, Margaret. It's Joe. I'm on hidden camera. Hi, kids. It's Daddy. I'm on television.
He acts like he saw it on hidden knot.
Listen, you. Come down from there. We're busy.
Oh, a miniature. One of those little Japanese jobs.
I ain't neither.
Hey, Alan, you really had me fooled. On the good side.
We'll come back another time. You get some rest.
Sit down. Put your feet up.
So long.
Bye.
Come on. Where are you? Where you got it? You're in some place here, Alan.
If he's the U.S. government, I'm kind of glad we was going to England.
How do I look, old gal?
You look late. Our London plane leaves at 12 o'clock, and you still have a desk full of work.
Tight schedule, eh? Well, we'll have a go at it on the play.
Well, I had planned to use that time to bring Jethro up to date on English history. He thinks knighthood is still in flower.
Well, let the lad dream a bit longer. Oh, I'm going to cut a wide swath through London town.
Excuse me, Miss Jane, but I reckon you'd be wanting to wear this on the plane.
Oh, Jethro, you dear, thoughtful boy.
It's your oath suit. You left it at the house.
Oh, but you don't I can't arrive in England wearing this.
Just a doggone minute. You and Mr. Drysdale promised me I'd have an oath.
And we never break our promise.
Oh, Chief.
England expects every oath to do her duty. Pardon me, chaps. I must speak to one of my clerks.
It's bad enough I got to travel without my royal raiment and my falcon, but a knight just can't show up without his oath. It just ain't done.
I like that about you, Jethro. You want to be authentic.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's why I can't be your oath.
Uh-huh.
I looked it up, but an oath is a man.
Yeah, come to think of it, all the pictures I seen of oaths and knaves and such was men.
There you are.
Yeah, but where am I going to find me a man oath this late?
Not all beings here in a fortnight or so. Miss Hathaway, Sir Jethro is waiting for his oath.
And we never break a promise, do we, Chief?
Never.
One oath coming up.
That's the spirit.
I got me a real first year off. Let's go. Let's go.
Now, Jethro, wait. You don't want to be seen with me like this. I just spent $500 for that beautiful English outfit. Now, can't let that go to waste. How about it?
Yeah, you're right. Let's go.
You look fine, Granny. Sure there's no light showing through, Ellie.
You're wearing 6 petticoats.
Well, a woman has to be special cheerful in England. I hear the sun never sets there.
Jethro back in?
No, he ain't. And if he makes us late, I'm gonna throw him to the beef eaters.
Hip, hip. Well, let's go, chaps.
I told you he wasn't going to put on no air.
Oh, I'm just wearing this to please Mr. Drysdale. He don't want it to go to waste.
Where is Mr. Drysdale?
Him and Miss Jane is going to take a later flight.
How come?
Well, like he says, wouldn't do for no oaf to be seen getting off the same plane with us royal folks.
The last time, I'm telling you, we ain't gonna put on no airs.
Don't worry. I understand.
How about it? Too late to undo it now. We'll miss our plane.
Yeah, we're gonna be late.
Hey, that throne ain't for you. It's for His Royal Highness.
Let's go, boy.
But Uncle Jed, that throne is...
Drive on, boy.
Take the oaf out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the oaf.
Mr. Drysdale, your past is here to haunt you.
What?
Miss Chickadee Laverne. That stripper you engaged for one of your business dinners?
I am not a stripper. I am an exotic, interpretive dancer. And I've got a great new act for your bankers convention, Mr. Drysdale. That is Elmer and me.
Elmer? Isn't that Ellie Mae Clampett's raccoon?
Yeah. Gee, it's a cute act. See, I'm Little Red Riding Hood, and I'm walking through the forest with a basket of food for my granny, and I get lost, and this raccoon finds me. He's sitting on a rock. When I pass by, he reaches out with these cute little hands, and he unties the bow that holds up my skirt. Then...
Miss Laverne, we are not interested in the sordid details of your ecclesiastical performance.
What'd you say?
Don't ask me.
And shame on you for contributing to the delinquency of a raccoon. I shall harbor him safely in my office until such time as I can return him safely to Ellie Mae. Come, Elmer.
What's with her? Without Elmer, I got no act.
Yeah. Get yourself another raccoon, but not for the bankers' convention. I don't think the act is suitable.
Oh, so you're backing out on me, too. Just like the Clampetts did.
The Clampetts?
Yeah. I was promised an engagement up in their mansion. Then they changed their mind.
Jed Clampett would never hire you. His idea of entertainment is square dancing.
Well, I've danced for plenty of squares. And speaking of squares, it was that big kid Jethro that asked me.
Miss Chickadee, I love you. Will you marry me?
Jethro, your granny tells me you got thrown out of school today.
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. I got throwed out for writing on my writing desk.
What's wrong with that?
I think it was because I done the writing with my pocket knife.
Well, you've been doing a lot of foolish things lately. What's come over you?
I think the boy is ailing, Jed. Looky here. His school lunch ain't even been touched.
Jethro don't eat. He's ailing.
Everything in there that he likes. Grits, jowls, ham hocks, and poke.
How come you didn't eat them, boy?
Uncle Jed, can I tell you the truth?
Well, I hope you always will.
I ain't hungry for grits or jowls or hawks or pone neither. All I want is Chickadee.
Well, why didn't you say so? Granny, fry this boy up a nice big pan of chickadee.
There's everything in here that he likes. Now, what's this?
That's my writing desk I wrote on.
Chickadee, ain't that big strapping girl you brung home the day that you went courting?
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. Found her in Miss Hathaway's office.
Yeah, she's a mighty handsome woman.
Said it afore and I'll say it again. She's too old for Jethro.
I'm deep in love with her, Granny.
Hogwash.
How come you never spoke up about this before?
Well, I knew Granny was a ginner. I was afraid you might be, too. So I thought I'd run off and marry her and live happy ever after.
Jethro, it takes two people to make a happy ever after marriage. What makes you think that Miss Chickadee is in love with you?
Well, she loves me enough to get engaged. Well, you all heard how happy she was about that.
Come to think of it, I recollect her saying something about an engagement, Granny.
Double hogwash. If she shows up here, I'll woodshed the both of them.
But I'm telling you the truth. That big kid Jethro was sitting right here. And when I came out of your office, he jumped up, grabbed me, put me on his truck, and drove me out to his Uncle Jed's mansion, where I was promised an engagement.
Jethro is a headstrong, impetuous lad given to irresponsible behavior at times, but I assure you Mr. Clampett would never engage the likes of you.
Listen, honey, you don't know those oil millionaires like I do. They give some pretty crazy parties.
Now, Mr. Clampett, now take your tawdry bauble and go.
Gee, where am I going to find another raccoon that knows how to unfasten a dress?
Hello? Oh, Jethro, it's you. Jane Hathaway here.
Oh, Miss Hathaway, I'm sure glad you called. I've been trying to get up nerve to call you all week. You see, I'm deep in love, and I want to get married right away and live happy ever after.
Jethro, you are an impetuous lad. This is so sudden.
Well, no, it ain't. Well, I've been in love ever since that day in your office when we looked at each other and heard music playing. Heart music.
Now calm down, dear boy. I'm coming up right away to bring Ellie's raccoon, and we shall pursue this further.
Oh, thank you, Miss Jane. I figured if anybody could find Miss Chickadee, it's you.
Well, thank you, Jethro. I'll find who? Chickadee Laverne. Jethro, I'm flabbergasted.
Well, thank you. Will you find her and bring her up here so I can marry her and live happy ever after?
I'll do what I think is best. I'll do my best for you, Jethro.
Uncle Jed! Uncle Jed!
Well, Chief, the fat's in the fire now. You and your exotic dances. Corrupting that sweet, innocent boy.
What are you babbling about?
Jethro is in love with Chickadee Laverne.
Oh, baloney. At his age, I was in love with every showgirl I saw. It's puppy love.
Jethro thinks it's the real thing. He says they looked at one another and he heard music play.
Music? Oh, I know how that happened. When Chickadee left my office the other day, she had this little concealed transistor radio. So obviously, when she ran into Jethro in your office, he heard the music and
thought it was love. How horrible.
Oh, forget it. Jed Clampett can handle a case of puppy love.
Miss Hathaway, there's a raccoon in your office.
Oh, no, Janet, don't panic. You've seen a raccoon before.
Not like this one. It keeps trying to undress me.
Couldn't catch him, huh, Ellie?
No, sir, Pa. Jethro's running top speed, and he just keeps yelling for you.
Well, we let him circle the house again. Head him off out here.
Jed, look what Jethro done. I was sitting in my rocker and he run me down. Didn't even stop.
Well, you gotta remember, Granny, that boy's in love.
We's gonna stop him this time around.
Well, when you catch him, I'm gonna smoke his britches for him.
Uncle Jed!
Sound like he's rounding a far turn.
Uncle Jed!
Want me to trip him and set on him, Pa?
No, I'll head him off, Ellie.
Uncle Jed! Uncle Jed!
Come in slowing down now, Jethro. I'm right here. Now what is it, boy?
Miss Hathaway's gonna find Miss Chickadee and fetch her over. Yeah! I'm gonna see my sweetie!
Jethro, put that truck down.
Don't throttle it!
Jethro, you's acting like a bee-stung bobcat.
He's in love, Ellie. Jethro, you go have yourself a nice long swim in the cement pond, and we'll let you know when Miss Chickadee gets here.
While young and I'm so dad-burned mad, I could bite nails.
Granny, I reckon you forgot how it feels to be in love.
Why do you suppose I'm so dad-burned mad?
You know, Duke, just between you and me, I can't blame Jethro for his feelings toward Miss Chickadee. I was about to fall for her myself. No, it's the truth. I didn't aim to. It just happened. I looked at her, she looked at me, and dogged if I didn't hear music playing. Uh-oh, yonder she comes.
Howdy, Mr. Clampett. It's me, Chickadee.
Howdy there.
What's the matter? Is there something wrong?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, no, ma'am. I reckon you want to see Jethro. Right this way.
Wait, Mr. Clampett. It's you I want to see.
Now, ma'am, you don't want to see old broken down mountain goat like me, all crippled up and wore out, good for nothing?
What are you talking about?
Me, ma'am, I'm older than the hills.
Who cares? Now turn around. I want to talk to you.
What about?
About the engagement you promised me.
No, that wasn't me, ma'am. That was Jethro. Word of honor.
So it was Jethro. Do I get it or don't I?
Yeah, we're folks that keep our word, ma'am. If you was promised, I'll see that it's kept.
Good. I'll go get my clothes in the car.
You already brung your clothes, ma'am?
Yeah, it's the outfit I work in. Red Riding Hood. Wait till you see it.
You know, Miss Chickadee, I'm hoping you ain't gonna rush things, because I think a long engagement's gonna be best for everybody.
Oh, that'll suit me fine. The longer the better.
Because I don't hardly think you're ready.
What do you mean I'm not ready?
Well, you remember how you told me about coming from a big egg?
Oh, yeah. But I've learned something new since then.
Yeah, that's a step in the right direction.
Now, a raccoon finds me in the woods.
Miss Jane, I sure do appreciate you bringing Elmer back.
My pleasure, Ellie. Could you tell me where I might find your handsome cousin?
Who?
Jethro.
Oh, Jethro, he's out swimming in the cement pond.
Thank you. Something tells me we're finally going to make music together.
Oh, howdy, Miss Jane. Hey, did you bring Miss Chickadee?
No, forget about her, Jethro. Look deep into my eyes.
And now, stay tuned for the news.
Jethro is engaged to Miss Chickadee.
No,
He gave his word, and she's holding him to it.
she's too old to marry Jethro. She's too old to marry anybody. Why, she's done past 20.
In years, maybe, but in some ways, she's just a little child. Besides, women gets married older out here.
What you mean?
I hear tell of a movie star that got herself a man when she was 27. And then just to prove it wasn't no fluke, she up and married 5 more.
Jethro, just once more, gaze deeply into my eyes.
Have you brushed your teeth today? Miss Jane, are you going to help me find Miss Chickadee or ain't you?
I am not.
Well, I'm going to go out and find her for myself.
Jethro, listen to me. We can make music together. Please, just give me one more chance.
And another thing about her, Granny, she ain't lazy. Why, she's up there right now putting on her working clothes.
We'll see. We'll see.
Miss Chickadee's a-coming!
You say them's her working clothes?
Yeah, I reckon that's a dust cap on her head. What you got in the basket, Miss Chickadee?
Why, it's a basket of food for Granny.
Did you hear that, Granny?
Yeah, I hear it. I'll wait till I taste it before I get too excited.
Now, stand over there. You can see me work better.
Oh, well, if you're going to show off how you work, I'd best go fetch Jethro. He'll be right interested.
All right, now stand right over here so we can get a good view of everything. That's fine. Now, you just watch.
Oh, I'm sorry. You mean she's here?
Yes, ma'am. I think she's fixing to dust the hall first.
Get ready for a wedding, everybody. Jethro and Miss Chickadee's gonna get married right away.
Who says so?
The code of the hill says so. He done seen her in her underclothes.
Miss Chickadee, Elmer's awful sorry about what he done.
Oh, that's all right, kid. Anybody can miss a cue. How'd you like my act?
Well, I thought you acted real nice, considering. I'd have been a heap more flustered than you was.
That's experience, honey. Let me see my basket.
No, ma'am, but me and Elmer will help you look.
I don't want to lose it. That prop food costs plenty of money.
What's prop food?
Oh, it's made out of plaster and cement, stuff like that.
Well, I reckon that'll keep Jethro out of our way for a spell.
What'd you do with him?
Throwed him in the cement pond. I told him swimming 5 miles was part of getting proper engaged. That boy'll swallow anything.
Well, he'll have a time swallowing Miss Chickadee's cooking. You know that basket of food that she brung me that she was so all-fired proud of?
Yeah?
Pitiful. Pitiful.
She bakes a nice-looking loaf of bread.
Yeah? Let's see you slice it.
Don't seem to be strictly fresh.
Why don't you come right out and say it? It's as hard as a rock.
Tastes might like cement.
I don't think she used any baking powder. Or yeast, neither. I ain't even sure she used flour.
Well, it's a fine-looking slab of ham. Ain't got much of a hickory-cured smell to it.
Ain't got no smell at all.
You know, Granny, I think this woman's trouble is she overcooks everything.
I sure do feel sorry for Jethro.
Yeah. The boy sets a great store by his victuals.
Well, I'll just have to pitch in and learn Miss Chickadee about cooking.
That ain't all you're gonna have to learn her.
What you mean?
Well, remember how she thought she'd come from an egg?
Yeah?
She got herself a new notion now. She thinks she was found in the woods by a raccoon. Yonder she comes. She took off her work clothes.
Sure. Now that she's got Jethro hooked, we ain't gonna get no work out of her.
Well, come in, Miss Chickadee. I hope you're feeling right to home.
Oh, I love it here.
Well, I see you changed out of your working clothes.
Oh, I thought everyone had seen enough.
I reckon Jethro has seen too much.
Miss Chickadee, I hope you still favor a long engagement like we was talking about.
Oh, like I said, Uncle Sugar, the longer the better.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Now, I'm going to leave you two alone here to have a little woman talk.
Woman talk? What we talk about?
Everything, honey, right from scratch. And we'll commence with victuals.
What are victuals?
No. Well, we gotta start somewhere. Do you know how to fix a possum supper?
I don't even know what a possum eats for supper.
I said take the skillet and put some lard in it.
What is this cooking bit? I came here to dance.
I declare I never seen a woman reach your age and know so little about life. Now, you take this skillet before I whomp you with it.
All right. Well, I tell you this right now. If I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna get paid extra for it.
Get out of here, you scheming sexpot.
How darest you order me out of my own kitchen?
What's going about in here?
Oh, Mr. Clampett, a thousand apologies for ever allowing this woman to come in contact with your wonderful family.
Come on.
Oh, Dad'll let you have this skillet. Give it to him. He can probably cook better than you can. Now get this straight. I'm here to dance, not to cook.
Well, if Jethro's got a choice, I know he'll take cooking over dancing. That boy's overpowering fond of victuals.
Who cares about Jethro?
Well, I hope you do, seeing as how you're going to marry him.
I wouldn't marry Jethro if he had your money.
I wouldn't marry you neither, Miss Chickadee.
Well, that suits me fine. Give me my basket. Get me out of this nut house. Boy, what they don't want for their money. You gotta clean the house. You gotta cook. You gotta marry the kid. Wowie, wow, wow, wow.
Jethro, I thought you said you were deep in love with Miss Chickadee.
You said you wanted to marry her and live happy ever after.
Granny, I could never live happy ever after with her.
Why not?
Uncle Jed, it was all I could do to choke down one basket of her victuals. If I had to eat them every day, I'd die.
What is it, Granny? What's missing?
I knowed I should have kept it under lock and key. Letting it lay out there in the open like that was too much temptation.
Well, what's missing, Granny?
They didn't even touch the silver. Headed right for the valuables. Over 50 bars of my homemade life soap.
Granny, good as it is, I don't know nobody who'd risk jail to steal your soap.
Just name any movie star. Why, they'd do worse than that. To get my skincare beauty secret.
My soap?
Of course. Ellie, tell your pa why my skin looks the way it does today.
Suppose it's because you've been out in the sun and the wind too long.
Who asked you?
You did, Granny.
Ellie, you seen any strangers prowling around Granny's lye soap?
Or movie stars?
No, but Jethro toted it all out of there. Maybe he's seen somebody.
What?
Jethro took it?
Yes, sir. He says for his nude business, there ain't no soap can touch it.
New business?
With my lye soap? What's he gonna do? Skin beautifying?
No, he's opening a car wash.
All right, Bessie, we's all set for my grand opening. You ready to take off with my advertising campaign? What do you mean, no? All you gotta do is float up a couple 1,000 feet and toss out these handbills.
Jethro!
Howdy, old Jet. I was gonna wait till I had my first customer before I called you, but what do you think of my new car wash?
What? Sometimes you act like you got grits for brain. You know how many of these places there already is in Beverly Hills?
Not like mine. This is the only one in the whole world that'll wash your car in just 5 seconds.
It is.
Yeah, that's because I'm the only fella that's smart enough to think of dunking them.
Dunking them?
Yeah. It gets the car spanking clean, top and bottom. It's my own invention. You see, I just put the car in them chains over yonder and hoist it up with them ropes. It's hooked up to this block and tackle at either end. Then I just haul the car out over the water and slacken off and drop it in. Then I just slush it around a little bit and lift it out over to this side and let it drip dry. How about that? And what's more, for 10 cents extra, I clean the whole inside of the car, too. I just leave the windows open. What's the matter? I forget something?
For one thing, the shingle you're gonna need for your pants when Granny finds out what happened to her soap.
Oh, man, that's the secret to this whole operation. You see, even in cold water, Granny's lye soap cuts grease just like that.
Boy.
Of course, it is kind of tough on car paint, too, but I don't care much about repeat business.
You got 24 hours to drain this pond, pull down them ropes, and get this place back to normal.
Oh, come on, Uncle Jed. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to set this world on fire.
You're gonna clean up, all right. Everything. Or you're gonna end up with the seat of your britches on fire.
Well, if it ain't the king of the car washer.
Oh, yeah? If I'd have got my handbills out when I wanted to, I'd have been turning the customers away now. It's all that dad-blame Bess's fault.
What do you mean it's Bess's fault?
That monkey ain't nothing but a big, hairy chicken.
Jethro.
Now, calm down, Granny. I've already got to the bottom of the trouble.
That's what I want to do. Where is he?
I'll help you make some more soap, but you won't need them hickory hide heaters.
It's the young'uns that need 'em, and the woodshed. Then we'd see how much mischief they could get into.
Now, Granny. I think it's more like they got too much time on their hands. I might go down and see can Mr. Drysdale find something for 'em.
You're wasting your wind. The couple of times you did put 'em to work, they were back home the same day.
I know.
I figure betwixt Ellie's secretarying and Jethro's ciphering, they made the other workers look sluggish.
Oh, Granny, I think it's on account of they remind him of his lost youth.
Lost youth?
Yeah. One day after the young'uns had worked down there, he told me it was like being back in Wall Street on October Friday in 1929. Now that you mention it, when he told me, there was tears in his eyes, too. But I wasn't thinking of bank work. I'm hoping that he'll think of something more to their liking.
Well, you're going to have trouble with Jethro. I don't know of nobody that's looking to hire a professional eater.
Well, we'll come up with something. Boy's got good qualities. He's strong, he's eager. There's another good quality. He's clean.
Good morning, Miss Hathaway. You remember my nephew and namesake, little Milburn Drysdale?
How do you do, Miss Hathaway?
Hello, Milby.
His parents asked me to keep an eye on him for a few hours while they're gone.
Where have they gone?
Europe.
Oh, Chief.
Oh, I'm just taking care of him for the day. Tomorrow he starts boarding school. Milby, why don't you go in my office and play? I'll be right in.
Yes, sir, Uncle Milburn.
Oh, he's a fine youngster. A credit to the Drysdale family.
Chief, how did you get stuck with keeping that miserly little monster again?
Just a minute, Miss Hathaway. Last year, when you took care of Milby, he was just going through a transition phase.
I know, like the wolf man.
Oh, come on now, he's a fine lad.
He is a grasping, avaricious, crafty, conniving little money grubber.
Yes, everyone says he reminds them of me as a boy.
At the age of 6, when other little kiddies were playing hide and seek, Milby had started his first business.
So every kid has a lemonade stand?
Milburn opened a pawn shop. Look, Chief, he needs other interests. He needs to go places and do things with someone he looks up to. So someone big and tall and strong.
I agree. You can have him all day.
Never again.
But I can't get away. You've got to take care of him.
Not even if you give me a whip and a chair.
Well.
Oh, hello, Uncle Milby. I hope you don't mind my borrowing this book from your desk.
Oh, not at all, my boy. Ah, a sympathetic look at Ebenezer Scrooge. That's one of my favorites. Now, what would you like to do today?
Well, a real fun thing is making money.
Good lad. I'll bet you're saving to buy a new bicycle.
No.
Well, how are you going to earn all that money?
I could start by betting you $5 that in 30 seconds your face will turn blue. Okay? Barefoot around the vault.
I'd like that too, my boy, but I'm very busy today.
Mr. Clampett is here to see you.
Please stop. Mr. Clampet's a very important man. Milburn, please stop crying for Uncle Milburn. Mr. Clampet's my favorite depositor. He's got $70 million.
Something wrong in here?
How do you do, Mr. Clampett? My name is Milburn Drysdale.
Now, Mr. Clampett, as I understand it, you're worried Jethro and Ellie may have too much time on their hands.
Yeah, well, you see, there just ain't enough work on the place. Even with all the chores Granny and me can think up, they still got a good hour a day with nothing to do.
Water, Mr. Clampett?
Oh, no thanks, son.
Coffee? Tea? Milk?
Thanks.
He's a fine boy. He has a great career ahead of him.
Yeah, he's already a pretty good waiter.
Pillow for your head?
Oh, no thanks.
That's fine, Milby. Now, why don't you sit on the sofa and read, eh?
Oh, it's all right. I have my bank book.
Well, now, getting back to the young'uns. Ellie is kind of a problem. You see, once you toss out secretary...
Yes, let's toss that out.
And when you come to Jethro, there's... say, you don't know anybody that needs a professional eater, do you?
No, but don't worry. I'll come up with something to suit his talents and education.
Good. Well, he said he'll take anything at all, as long as it's a executive job.
All right. Well, you'll have to give me a little time. We're pretty swamped here today. I'll even have to find somebody to take care of Milby for me.
Well, why couldn't he spend a day over at my place?
Please, Uncle Milburn. Please, if you can.
I think it'll be all right.
Yippee! Thank you, Uncle Milburn.
And you'll be giving Ellie a job at the same time. She'll be your babysitter. She's waiting outside. I'll go fetch her in.
Did you say a babysitter? For me?
Yeah. Here she is now.
But I'm 11 years old. Of course, I'm very insecure.
Ellie, you got a job. You're going to babysit little Milby there.
Howdy, Milby. You're the first human being I ever babysat for. Well? Yeah, but I ain't worried, because I'll just pretend you's an oversized monkey. Hey, Miss Jane, I got me a job babysitting Milby here.
What can the chief be thinking of? All right, Milby, you win. I'll take care of you instead of Ellie Mae.
You've got to be kidding.
Come on, Milby. We called Granny, and she's all excited about you coming.
I'm looking forward to meeting her.
I'll be up to check on you later, Milby. Be on your best behavior now.
Yes, sir, Uncle Milburn.
Well, come on, Milby. Boy, you're as cute as a little old bunny rabbit. Let's go, Milby.
Well, there you are, Milby. Make yourself to home.
Boy, would I love to go into the escrow in a place like this.
Sorry to disappoint you, Milby. It's got 32 rooms and 14 baths, but I don't think it's got an escrow.
What's the matter, Jethro?
I'm mad. Before I even got it going, I had to shut down my 5-second car wash.
A 5-second car wash? Why, you could make a fortune.
Yeah, I know. Say, for a little kid, Milby, you're pretty smart.
Business is my middle name.
Hey, how much schooling you had?
I finished the 6th grade.
Hey, I should have known. You can always pick out the fellers with the higher education. I'm a 6th grade graduate myself. Hey, Milby, how old are you anyhow?
11.
11? And clean through to 6th grade? You must have started school before you could walk. Though she had awful easy teachers.
Granny. Wonder where she is.
I don't know. You try to catch her and I'll look upstairs.
Okay.
Granny!
All right, I'm coming. Where is the little tyke?
Granny, what you got there? What is all this?
Everything for the little young'un that Ellie Mae is babysitting with. I got blankets and bottles and diapers.
I reckon I didn't make myself too clear on the phone, and, you know, the baby we brung home is 11.
Well, 11-month-old baby will still need a lot of care. I can hardly wait to hold the infant in my arms again. Where is the little bundle?
Well, Milby is out with Jethro.
You left him out there with that big clock. Jethro, carry in little Milby and be very careful with him.
Granny, little Milby is a big boy.
Here he is.
Hi. He is big for 11 months, ain't he? Almost as big as Jethro was at that age. Wait a minute. You ain't no little baby.
That's what I've been trying to tell you, Granny. Milby's 11 years old.
How do you do, Granny? My name is Milburn Drysdale.
You're named after Mr. Drysdale?
Oh, not quite, Granny. Milby's middle name is Business.
Milby Business Drysdale. That's a real high tone.
Come on out to the kitchen, have some milk and a piece of pie.
I wonder if I could have Jethro show me around the house first.
Well, all right. When you're through, come on out.
Hey, Milby, you mean you was turning down a piece of pie for a look around the house? I thought you was an educated man.
Look at this.
Well, what about it? Just an old vase.
It's a Ming vase.
Oh, it's for flowers.
Jethro, Ming is a famous Chinese dynasty.
Well, maybe so, but they's out of business by now. Mr. Drysdale says that vase is a couple thousand years old.
I'll give you $1 for it.
$1 for a couple thousand-year-old vase? I can't slicker you like that.
Then sell it to me for 50 cents.
Well, okay, sucker. But don't say I didn't warn you.
What was you heating all this milk for?
Well, I was expecting little Milky to be a tiny infant. And Jethro used to drink that much for his evening bottle.
Yeah, but you got to remember, even as a baby, Jethro had a mighty unusual hunger.
Yeah, there ain't many 3-day-old babies that can tie into a side of bacon like he does.
Especially when it was still attached to the hog. Seems like ever since, his body and his appetite have been trying to see which could get the biggest.
Yeah, too bad his brains didn't enter the race.
I believe it's Gainsborough.
I don't know his name, but he sure dresses funny.
I'd like to buy it, too.
Gee, Milby, you already bought an awful lot of stuff.
I told you, I'll give you a check when we get everything totaled up.
Okay, but, gee, I can't help feeling I'm taking advantage of a little kid. I mean, you're giving us $5 for this thing, and don't even give off decent lies.
I'm buying it for a friend. He likes old junk and doesn't care what he spends.
Okay, then watch out, because I'm really taking you to the cleaners.
Swell. I'll give you $5 for the Gainsborough.
10.
$7.50.
Sold. Hot dogs. My Uncle Jed gonna be proud of me.
Here, sign the receipt.
I can't wait to tell him.
Why don't you wait until you can show him the check?
Okay. When he sees what a business genius I am, he'll let me run a 5-second car wash for sure.
Yeah, I want to see that. Will you show me how it works?
Right away. I'll flag down the first car I see and be ready for you in 5 minutes.
I'll be in the mortgage department. There may be a foreclosure.
I hate to interrupt your fun, but don't you think you should pick up Milby at the Clampetts?
Why? He's probably having the time of his life.
I don't doubt it, being just one bootlick away from $70 million.
I'll pick him up this evening. Now lay off. He's just a normal, high-spirited youngster.
Is it normal to be kicked out of 3 military schools in 1 year?
It happens.
For usury?
I don't care what the law says. 80% interest on a loan is not unreasonable.
I give up. Apparently, Milby is more important to you than the Clampett account.
Miss Hathaway, when it comes to that boy, my nephew, my namesake, my blood, I don't care whose face he turns blue. I don't care who he swindles, who he cleans out. No, not even my biggest depositor. You hear what I just said?
I heard it, but I don't believe him.
I must be out of my mind. Come on, we better get up to the Clampetts. When we get back, I've got to take a complete rest, a vacation. Somewhere completely away from finance, banking, money. Maybe I'll go up to the mountains. Pan for gold.
That's your truck down there?
Yeah. Them bubbles is on account of the engine still running.
What happened?
Well, I couldn't get no cars to turn in the driveway, so I used the truck. Got it out yonder, and the ropes broke.
And this was your 5-second car wash?
Yeah. There is a few kinks in it yet. Doggone. The engine just died.
Gee, I was counting on you hauling away the things I bought with that truck.
Oh, I'll get it out. Well, I'm sure glad I drove such a hard bargain selling all that stuff to you. least I'll be able to show my Uncle Jed I done something right.
But remember, you won't show him until I'm gone. You have the check, right?
Hey, how does a little kid like you get all your money anyhow?
I used my head. For instance, this morning, I got $5 out of my Uncle Milburn. Nothing to it.
How'd you do that?
Cost you 50 cents to find out.
50 cents? For a way to get $5? It's a deal. Pigeon, I mean, partner. Hey, Uncle Jed, Granny, I just found out the best way to make $5 you ever heard of.
Well, what is it?
I'll show you. I'll bet you $5 that in 30 seconds, your face is gonna turn blue.
Jethro, I ain't a gambling man.
Go on, Ched. It's a sure thing.
All right, I'll bet you.
Okay, here we go.
All over my kitchen. How dare you come in here and make a mess like this, you big funnel brain!
Hey, now, wait a minute, Granny. I didn't
Hey, you big cabbage head!
Granny! Jethro, I told you to stay out of trouble while Milby was here. What have you been up to now?
Well, do you want to hear the good or the bad news first?
I got a feeling either way I'm gonna need my switches.
Now, you come on right over here and sit down. Well, reckon we might as well get the bad news out of the way first.
Well, it ain't that awful. It's just that I dropped the truck in the cement pond.
Where's the switches?
Stay right there, Granny. I'll fetch them.
Hey, now, hold on. Wait till you hear the good news. Oh, you'll forget all about the bad.
All right, start them jaws a-hopping fast.
Yeah, well, you know how this house is full of bric-a-brac and junk and paintings and stuff? Most of it hundreds of years old and just cluttering up the place? Well, I unloaded almost a half a ton of it on that little Milby.
You what?
And he's not only taking it off our hands, he's paying almost $200 for it. How about that? Look at there. My good news just knocked her right over. Reckon I don't get no switching now, huh, Uncle Jed?
Not for the bad news, no, but you're gonna get a first-class rump roasting for the good.
Hi, Uncle Milburn. Miss Hathaway, I'm glad you're here.
What's going on here? What is this?
I bought it for us. Every piece of fabulous antique. All I need is your check to pay for it. Partner?
What are you talking about?
You're gonna be proud of me. I conned it out of these hillbilly hicks for less than $200.
It's worth 1,000 times that.
I know. We'll sell it and make a fortune.
Yes. Yes, we'll get rich. Drysdale and Drysdale. Antiques. What? Oh, yes, of course. To get Mr. Clampett. Now, we'll see if you really bought this stuff.
I've got signed receipts from Simple Simon. You know Jethro?
Why, you little monster, you probably cost my biggest account.
Now, don't get excited, Uncle Milburn. How much do you want to forget the whole thing?
This is something you've been needing all your life, and you're not buying your way out of it.
It's gonna hurt you more than it does me.
Don't count on it.
He sure cleaned out the place, didn't he?
I'm just glad we arrived before Milby resold everything.
If the little fellow wanted it that bad, he should have asked. We'd probably give him most of the stuff.
It's Jethro's fault taking advantage of a sweet little fellow like that.
By the way, where's Jethro?
He's out back trying to get the truck out of the cement pond.
What's going on? Just disciplining my nephew, Mr. Clampett. I'll be right back and make amends for all this. Get in, Miss Hathaway.
You must have spanked him good. We could hear him yelling clean inside.
That's not what he was yelling about. He's used to spankings. I got him where it really hurts.
What you mean?
I took his money belt.
Uncle Jed, are you gonna let Ellie keep that beaver?
Why?
Because that rascal took all of my firewood and built a dam across the cement pond.
I'm afraid that's the nature of the critter.
But Granny wanted me to start a fire under her kettle out back so she could cook applesauce. But now the firewood's wet.
Kind of think Granny's changed her mind. I just seen her coming out of her room and she was all gussied up to a fairly well.
Bet she's fixing to see Mr. Farquhar.
She has kind of perked up since he come to town.
Jethro, did you get the fire going under my applesauce kettle?
No, ma'am.
Well, get out and get at it.
But Granny, the wood's wet.
Well, build a fire and dry it out.
Hey, that's a good idea. Thank you.
I'd be declare, Jed, that boy.
Hey, Granny, if the wood's wet, how can I start a...
Granny, you're mighty fancied up for applesauce making, ain't you?
Well, the smell of it cooking generally brings a neighbor or two.
Like Mr. Farquhar?
Who?
Miss Drysdale Paul.
Oh. Oh, the old gentleman from Boston. Is he still visiting next door?
Reckon he is, seeing as how we only got here yesterday.
Uh-huh. Warm up your coffee?
Thank you. He seems to be a gentleman of high quality.
Who's that?
Farquhar?
You still talking about him?
Well, I was, but I can change the subject. I see by the news that we're having an unusual warm spell. What a man says might last through the week.
I hear he's a widower.
Who's that?
Hello. Mr. Farquhar, whatever his name is.
That's it. Lowell Redlings Farquhar. That's a grand name, isn't it?
I suppose so. So we're in for a warm spell, are we?
That's what the weatherman says. Matter of fact, Ellie Mae's in swimming.
I bet he ain't used to it being so warm.
Mr. Farquhar?
Now, there you go again. Just can't stay on one subject, can you?
Well, Milburn, how would you like to invest some money?
In what?
I have a little property up in Las Vegas.
You have property in Las Vegas?
Yes, one of the hotels there is holding my suitcase.
Forget it. Now, look, you stay away from Las Vegas. They'll only take you to the cleaners again.
Ah, no, not this time. I've worked out a system. All I need is financing, and I'll make a killing.
You leaving so soon, Milburn?
Yes, I have to be getting to the office.
Yeah, I'll be down to see you later, Milburn. We'll discuss a little financial business.
Oh, Milburn, what an honor. Daddy very seldom lowers himself to discuss money. You should be deeply touched.
I'm sure I will be.
Daddy, it's so kind of you to let Milburn's bank handle your transactions.
Well, if I'm going to give someone the business, it might as well be Milburn. Margaret, what is it? Do you smell smoke?
Yes. Oh, it's those dreadful Clampetts. They've built a fire beside the swimming pool again.
What for?
Oh, Granny is always cooking some vile thing out there. Soap or sorghum.
$50 million and she makes her own soap?
They don't spend their money. Have you noticed Ellie Mae?
Oh, yes.
Have you noticed how she runs around in those faded old blue jeans?
Yes. Tight, aren't they?
What?
Tight. No, as you say, they don't spend their money.
I'm going over there and demand that they extinguish that fire immediately.
No, Margaret, no. You're too much of a lady. This calls for a man. I'll go over and speak with him.
That's brave of you, Daddy. But they're such boorish, illiterate people. I don't know how much of them you'll be able to take.
Well, you have my assurance, dear, that I'll take as much as I can.
Okay, you sure look pretty. Is that a new hat?
Of course not. This is the hat I wore when your grandpa proposed to me.
Morning, Mr. Farquhar.
Hello, Jethro. Well, good morning, beautiful. How's the water?
It'll be boiling in a minute now. But don't be so bold. There's a young one right there in the pond.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Ellie Mae.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Farquhar. Ain't Granny pretty?
Now, Ellie Mae, you stop that.
Well, you are, Granny.
Well, if Mr. Farquhar thinks I'm pretty, he'll say so himself.
Huh? Oh, you are. I certainly can see where Ellie Mae gets her good looks.
You can?
Yes. She's probably one of the most beautiful young ladies I've ever seen.
Thank you.
And that figure.
Now, Mr. Farquhar, you stop that. You'll have me blushing.
Oh, yes.
Now, you run along and get into some clothes.
Yes'm, Granny. See you later, Mr. Farquhar.
Definitely.
Back home in the hills, if a man was to see a girl dressed like that, he'd have to marry her.
That's a fine custom.
Well, I'm glad you think the way we do.
Yes, I do. Granny, could I talk with you a moment?
Why, yes. Sit down. Sit down.
Thank you. Granny, I know that you have a lot of money. But are you having any fun with it? I mean, are you happy?
Well, I could be happier. What you got on your mind?
It seems to me that you and I could have a lot of fun. And at our ages, we should take our fun where we find it.
You slobbered a bib full there, Lowell.
What was that?
What were you saying?
Well, if you are willing to take a chance, Granny, it seems to me that...
Yoo-hoo, Daddy!
I'm out up here, daughter. We'll continue this later on in the day, huh?
I see the fire is out.
Just till later in the day.
I warn you, not the fire, Farquhar. Come, Daddy.
Oh, Margaret, I really don't want to go.
Come, Daddy. If I marry that man, our daughter's gonna get the paddling of her life. How long you aim to sit here with this gun?
Oh, I don't know. Why?
Well, if somebody was to come calling, you might scare him off. Especially an elderly city fella that's not used to our ways. Somebody in the neighborhood just visiting from out of town.
You mean like Mr. Farquhar?
Now, what made you think of him?
Just a wild guess.
Granny? Granny, I finally got your kindling wood for you. Remember that cider keg I had down the cellar?
Why, there was a good 5 gallons of cider left in that keg.
I know. That's what took me so long. Couldn't let it all go to waste. Yes, ma'am?
Put that keg back together again.
Well, what about the applesauce fire?
Ain't gonna make no applesauce. Now, do as I tell you.
Yes, ma'am.
Not in front of the door. Suppose company was to come.
Like Mr. Farquhar?
Now, who said anything about Mr. Farquhar?
Don't reckon you're all dressed up like that for the trash collector.
You got a big mouth, boy.
Why, thank you. You pretty near got to drink 5 gallons of cider out of a keg.
Hey, everybody, look at this. I learned old Hiram to be a watchdog. Show him what you'll do if a stranger comes around.
What have I done to deserve this?
Well, shucks, Granny. Old Hiram just wants to earn his keep.
Well, get him out of here.
Hear that, Hiram? Go guard the place.
What's the use? Jeb Stewart and his cavalry couldn't get through to me, let alone poor little Mr. Farquhar.
Mr. Farquhar?
I didn't say that. I was just using him as a for instance.
I think Mr. Farquhar's got a case on you, Granny.
Hey, Granny, are you going to marry up with him?
Bet you so. She was sidling up to him like a bird to a honey tree.
Jed, do I have to sit here and listen to this?
Of course not. Now, young'uns, no more talk about Mr. For Instance.
You don't think you're so smart. Well, I have news for you. Somebody's gonna be leaving home soon.
Now, Granny, you ain't leaving home.
You bet I ain't. But you and these big-mouth young'uns is. And you can take that big mouth with you, too.
Do you get the feeling that Granny'd like us to make ourselves scarce?
I don't. She told me to fix this keg. I'm getting a feeling, Uncle Jim.
Let's take a drive into town.
Granny, when do you want us to come back?
I'll call you and let you know.
Well, how will you know where we are?
I'll ask you when I call.
Oh.
sakes, it's still got gravy in it. Why, Mr. Farquhar, what a surprise.
Oh, well, should I have phoned first?
Well, if I knowed you was coming, I'd have fixed up a bit.
Nonsense, you look fine.
Would you like some coffee?
Do you have any tea?
Any kind you can say. Sassafras, horse mint, alfalfa.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with those.
I'll throw together my special mix for you.
Fine, fine. Where is the rest of the family?
Who knows? Out gallivanting as usual.
And you're here all alone, huh?
Oh, I get used to being lonely. Your family kind of loses interest in you when you're over 50. Sit down, Lowell.
Oh, thank you, Granny.
Call me Daisy.
Daisy, I realize we only met yesterday. This is going to seem awfully sudden.
It might not. Try me.
But I sensed immediately that you and I were birds of a feather, both looking for a little excitement in the autumn of our lives.
I hear you talking.
Are you like me, not afraid to take a chance, to gamble a little?
Heck, Fire Lowell, at our age, every day's a gamble. I figure if I wake up in the morning, I'm a winner.
That's the spirit. Daisy, I have a proposal to make.
Yes, Lowell.
You and I could become partners.
Yes,
Put our fortunes together.
yes,
Go up to Las Vegas.
yes. Daddy, let him finish.
Tell me you're fraternizing.
Oh, Margaret,
He's been a perfect gentleman.
Daddy, come home at once.
But I was invited to have tea.
We can have tea at home.
You gonna let her drag you off like this?
Well, I'm her guest, living under her roof.
Daddy!
We'll continue our discussion later.
Let me call you back, John. My secretary's gone and there's someone in the outer office. Right. Bye.
Oh, hello, Milburn, my boy. How'd you like to play a game of blackjack?
Forget it.
I'll show you the system I'm going to use when I get to Las Vegas.
You can forget that, too, because you're not going to get a dime out of me, not a penny.
Oh, I've got my financing for Las Vegas. A rich widow.
Really?
Yeah, we're forming a partnership.
Ha! Good luck.
You don't object?
Why should I? Her money isn't in my bank.
Is it? As a matter of fact, it is.
You don't mean Granny.
Yeah, I call her Daisy. She calls me Lowell. Wait a minute.
We can help, Uncle Artis.
Wait a minute now, please, Milburn. I'm wearing my best suit.
Hi, Mr. Drysdale. Hey, Pa, look, here's Mr. Farquhar.
Excuse me.
Where? Mr. Clampett, wait. No violence, please. He's going right back to Boston.
Mr. Farquhar?
Yes, I promise you he will never see Granny again.
Well, that's bad news. I just come over here to tell you how pleased I am about him and Granny.
Pleased?
Pleased as punch. I ain't seen Granny so happy since she left the hill.
But he'll spend Granny's money.
Well, good. She sure ain't spending none of it. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to see Mr. Farquhar and try to talk him out of going back to Boston.
Oh, me too. And together we can do it. Oh, I'm so glad you like my father-in-law.
For a fact, what's more important, Granny likes him.
Oh, he's a fine old gentleman. Daddy Farquhar, where are you?
Well, he's in there.
Daddy Farquhar. Mr. Clampett is here to see you. Come out, you darling old man.
You're not angry with me, are you, Mr. Clampett?
Shucks, no. I'm just hoping you won't go back to Boston.
Oh, he won't. He won't. Mr. Clampett knows about you and Granny, and he approves.
You bet I do. Now, why don't you come home with me? I know Granny's looking for you.
Yeah, well, Margaret told me.
I'll take care of Margaret. You go with the money. Mr. Clampett.
Come on, Ellie. We've been looking all over for you, Granny.
Mr. Farquhar, come home with us.
He's waiting in the parlor right now.
I think he's going to ask you for your hand.
I'll lay out your courting dress.
I'll entertain Mr. Farquhar.
I'll stir your applesauce for you.
Just hold everything, everybody. I have decided I ain't gonna marry Mr. Farquhar.
What? Why not?
'Cause I've come to my senses, that's why not. I've been acting like a bubble-headed schoolgirl. No demand 24 hours. And I was ready to elope with him to Las Vegas. Shame on me.
Ow! Why'd you hit me?
'Cause I'm mad and you're handy.
It's going to be an awful blow to Mr. Farquhar. All the way home, he was talking about going to Las Vegas with you.
Yeah, he said with you behind him there was no limit to what he could do.
He should know better himself, a man of his age. Letting his head be turned by a pretty face.
Well, maybe you ought to postpone it for a while to get to know each other better.
No, it wouldn't work, Ted. I could never get along with that daughter of his. Spiteful woman.
Ow! Well, you can't just let him sit in the parlor and stew.
Well, I'll go talk to him. Stir my sauce, Jethro.
Yes, ma'am.
Want me to lay out your courting dress?
No, Ellie, it's gonna be hard enough on him as it is. No use busting him up altogether. Anxious little fella. He's gonna want to leave on that honeymoon tonight. Sure as shooting.
Oh, here you are.
Lowell, let's make this quick and merciful. I know you're all head up to go, but I can't run off to Las Vegas with you.
Oh. Well, then, supposing I go along without you.
Go without me?
And I can call you every night and tell you how I'm doing.
Lowell, I don't know how you do things in Boston, but from where I come from, you don't phone in your honeymoon.
Honeymoon?
Well, you didn't ask me to go to Las Vegas just to look at the scenery, did you?
No, but...
Well, then start explaining.
Yes, I guess I'd better. Well, you see, Daisy, the last time I was in Las Vegas, I met up with a lot of bad luck, and I thought maybe that it...
All the dad-blame nerve. Wanting me to put up money for his gambling. Got more cheek than a fat hog.
Granny, how'd he take it?
Oh, terrible, Jed. Busted his heart. Left him in there crying his eyes out.
Went hard on him, huh?
He's all tore up.
Granny, I think he done the right thing.
Just hope he don't do nothing foolish. He's awful desperate.
I best go check on him.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, I suppose Granny told you what happened?
Yeah, I reckon you're pretty disappointed.
Yes, I surely am. Mr. Clampett, would you like to go to Las Vegas with me?
No?
I'll find someone.
About as desperate as anybody I ever seen. Well, I got Granny to take a peace offering over to Miss Drysdale. I got Ellie to go along and see they don't scrap.
Good idea.
I am bound and determined we're going to start off to New Year being friends, but... You having another breakfast?
No, sir. This is the same one I was eating when you left. Just run out of milk.
Oh, you put away victuals like they're going out of style.
Shucks, fella gets hungry spooning half the night.
Spooning half the night? You?
Well, not just me. There was a girl, too.
Good, good. Well, maybe you better tell me more about it.
You've been saying as how we got to start the new year friends with Mrs. Drysdale. So I've been spooning with her maid.
How's that gonna make us friends with Miss Drysdale?
Well, I ain't sure that it is. But anything that much fun is worth trying.
I'll settle for that.
Boy, she sure is pretty. Kind of dumb, but awful pretty.
Kind of dumb, huh?
Yeah, like we was standing at the front door saying goodnight. Hugging, you know.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, after we hugged a while, she says, Jethro, she says, there's a dandy big sofa in the front hall. Would you like to go in and sit down? And I says, no thanks.
You says no?
No thanks.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're polite about it.
Well, then we hugged some. Then we kissed some. And then she says, Jethro, she says, that's an awful nice sofa. You sure you wouldn't like to go in and sit down? I says, no thanks. So then we went to hugging, kissing.
Jethro, why didn't you go in and sit on the sofa?
Heck, fire, Uncle Jeff. I wanted to stay out there with her.
Someday I gotta have a long talk with you.
What about?
Politics?
Oh, don't bother, Uncle Jed. I done decided to be a brain surgeon.
Too bad. Country's lost a great leader.
Oh, Miss Drysdale's in the hospital.
Doggone it, Granny promised me she wouldn't wallop her.
Granny didn't wallop her. She's in the hospital for something else. Granny's finding out what.
Ellie Mae, why in the world are you wearing them raggedy old clothes?
Well, you said you didn't want me wearing them tight pants no more.
What you got against wearing dresses?
Well, they's awfully unhandy in climbing trees and chasing Johnny across Miss Drysdale's roof.
Who in the jumping blue blazes is Johnny, and what's he doing on Miss Drysdale's roof?
Quit this! This Garner Bear is after me!
Bear?
Chase me all the way from Miss Drysdale's!
Shame on you, Johnny.
Uh-oh, Ellie's been to the zoo again.
Ain't he cute? The critter doctor over to the zoo, letting me keep him till he's weaned.
Ellie Mae, you get him out of here.
Yeah, you ain't gonna wean him on me!
No, Johnny, you'll have to eat outside.
Well, Granny, did you find out why Miss Drysdale's in the hospital?
Bad case of nerves.
I wonder what brought that on.
I don't know. But I'm gonna whomp up my special nerve tonic and take it to her.
But have a heart. This room costs $75 a day.
Wait until you get the bill for the specialist who is flying out from New York.
Margaret, that's cruel.
Yes, I'm striking you at your one sensitive spot, your wallet.
Sweetie, the clampers aren't at all...
It is my New Year's resolution not to return home until you have rid the neighborhood of those untouchables. Come in.
Dr. Stuyvesant has arrived.
Good day. I got here as quickly as I could.
Oh, Doctor, what a shame you had to fly out from New York.
Well, actually, I didn't. I was vacationing when I got the call.
Oh, good.
I flew directly from the Riviera. And now let's have a look at our patient and see what we can do for those nerves.
All right, Ellie, have you got the dried beetles?
Yes, sir.
How about the bat wings and the spider legs?
Right here.
Fine. Now we can commence to start making Mrs. Drysdale's nerve-soothing tonic. I'll start with my rheumatism medicine first. That always gets things a-going. Well, it's pretty near New Year's. Ready? Set. Go. Platoon route. Snake boy. Dog bane. Coal oil. Spoon. Sassafras bark. Angle dust. Red bitters. Black bitters. Wahoo bark. Turpentine. while. I'm fixing to drop in my tonic starter.
How's your tonic coming, Granny?
Best batch I ever made. Has pretty near 4 feet of lid lift.
Granny ain't even put in a dried beetle's bat wings nor spider legs.
Doggies, this ought to quieten Miss Drysdale's nerves.
How is she, Doctor? Nothing wrong, I hope?
Mr. Drysdale, your wife is as sound as a dollar.
Oh, no. That sick? I see. You mean she's all right. I'm a banker, aware of inflation and all that. I'll drive you to the airport and we'll discuss your fee on the way. This has been a very bad year for banking.
Mr. Drysdale, there is nothing wrong with your wife physically, but she is in a state of great emotional distress.
Well, aren't we all? Financial reverses, taxes, bad investments.
Her condition has nothing to do with money.
Well, then it can't be serious.
Your wife has a very definite psychoneurotic anxiety syndrome stemming from her conflict with your next-door neighbors. And I feel some cathartic discourse might be efficacious.
Boy, that sounds expensive.
Drysdale, your office is on the telephone. Dr. Stuyvesant, Mrs. Drysdale is calling for you.
All right, let her get it off her chest.
All right, get a move on, everybody. Time's a-wasting. Gotta get down to the hospital.
Hey, Uncle Jed! See what I picked? Ain't they pretty?
Sure are. I was uncommon thoughtful of you, Jethro. I'm right proud of you.
But thank you. I'll be right back. I'm gonna take these next door and steal a kiss.
Hold on. Didn't you pick them for Miss Drysdale?
Heck no. These is for the maid.
You pick some more for the maid. You give those to Miss Drysdale.
All right, but I ain't gonna kiss her.
That's fair enough. Get on the subject.
I'm ready to go, Jed.
You got your tonic?
Right in here. Uh-oh.
Like a bottle of the Might Green.
I best put it back in the clock and let it work some more.
You best hurry.
You see, Pa? I told you dresses wasn't no good for climbing trees or chasing that bear across Miss Drysdale's roof.
Hey!
What was that?
Something tells me Granny didn't make it.
You're right, Jed. I bottled it of Mike Green's, but I got plenty more aging in the clock.
While you women folks is doing what you have to, Jethro and I'll take a ride over to the hospital and talk to Miss Drysdale. It'll cheer her up considerable just to know help's on the way. Let her roll, Jethro.
You pushed your call button, Mrs. Drysdale?
I did, nurse.
Right away, Doctor.
And now then, Mrs. Drysdale, let's get back to that beautiful Clampett Castle with the chickens and the hogs.
And the possums and the raccoons and that dreadful creature that runs across my roof at night, its claws clicking.
Oh? Well, what do you suppose that could be?
My husband doesn't believe me, but I think it's a bear.
A bear.
Yes. Oh, that's nothing. Their goat once ate my hat while driving down Wilshire Boulevard.
The goat was driving down Wilshire Boulevard?
No, Jethro. You see, they'd insisted on driving me to the bank, and Ellie thrust this baby goat in my arms.
And it ate your hat?
No, her mother ate my hat.
Ellie's mother?
No, the goat's mother. It was riding on the truck with me.
Truck?
Right through the middle of Beverly Hills.
Get out of the way! One side, everybody! Get out of the way!
Please, please.
We're doing the best we can, Miss Drysdale. That's ridiculous, Drysdale, making noise like a siren.
Oh, my friend saw me. It was so humiliating.
Ah, yes. Thank you, nurse. Here we are. You drink it right down. It'll calm your nerves.
Good.
And you're going to have a nice sleep. And when you wake up, you'll have some new dreams to tell me.
But I haven't been telling you dreams.
Oh, of course you haven't.
Come with me and I'll show you a...
No, I don't think you're quite ready to leave the hospital.
Oh, nonsense. I'm only here so my husband will listen to me.
That's my job. I like listening to you. That's it. Now, I don't want to hear any more talk about leaving the hospital. We're your friends here. We're going to protect you from those millionaire savages who live in that gingerbread castle with the goats and bears and those other creatures. See that Mrs. Drysdale isn't disturbed, and let me have her chart, please.
We can get in this way, Uncle Jed.
Reckon we'll have to, the way they chased us off downstairs.
This is it, Uncle Jed. Mrs. Drysdale's name is right on the door.
Kind of gloomy in here.
Sure is.
Here's like Miss Drysdale's asleep.
Miss Drysdale, you asleep?
Andrew, find some place to put the flowers. I'll see if I can cheerful it up in here for when she wakes up. Nice view. I'll open the window.
Let's move her bed over there.
Good idea. Yeah, that's a ticket.
Hey, Uncle Jed, what do you reckon these buttons are for?
Leave them alone, Jethro. Let's go.
Should we go fetch Granny and Ellie now?
Yep, and a nerve tonic. We'll have Miss Drysdale out of this hospital in no time.
Now, we're not going to try and escape again, are we?
But I didn't escape.
I know, but you mustn't even try. It's dangerous to jump out a window, even if you have a nice soft mattress to land on.
But I didn't jump out a window.
Well, then how did you get out there in those bushes?
I don't know. Unless the hillbillies did it.
Oh? Are they here now in the hospital?
Yes. I saw two of them leering at me. And the next thing I remember, I was flying through the air.
On your magic mattress?
No! Oh, I don't know. I just want to lie down.
Yes, of course.
The bed is ready, Doctor.
Oh, fine.
Here you are, Doctor.
Oh, thank you. This should keep her in her room for a while.
Handle it gentle, Jed.
I will.
Is it behaving?
Don't hear a peep out of it.
Does it take long to get to that hospital?
No, but it takes some doing to get to Mrs. Drysdale's room. You got to go up what they call a fire escape.
How come?
They won't let you pass the first floor.
Funny thing, too, when I said that we'd come to see Miss Drysdale, this woman said, Miss Drysdale ain't having no visitors. So I said, I reckon she's lonely. I'm glad we come.
And she still wouldn't let us in.
That's a fact. She made us feel about as welcome as a muddy dog at a church wedding.
Let's go.
What's that for?
Miss Drysdale, Granny says it's right soothing to have a critter to pet.
I had in mind a pussycat. That raccoon seems a mite skittish.
Oh, she'll be all right once she gets in bed with Miss Drysdale.
Hello, Jethro.
How's your skydiver? I don't think she'll jump any more today. I don't think she'll wake up any more today. Boy, is her husband a cheapskate. Look at these flowers he's there.
Way that woman downstairs mean-mouthed us was plumb disgraceful, and me a doctor, too.
Didn't even cut no mustard when I told her that I was pretty near a brain surgeon.
Yeah, and the way she cut loose on poor Helen got her all skittish.
She looked at us like we was a bunch of nuts.
I reckon in a hospital you got to be careful to keep out the wrong kind of people.
So?
So she made a mistake.
Kind of dark in here.
They got it gloomed up again, Uncle Jed.
Well, we know how to fix that.
Somebody stole my flowers.
Now you see why they got to try to keep out the wrong kind of people.
I got your nerve medicine, Miss Drysdale. Make you sleep real good.
Appears like she's sleeping real good right now.
Wake her up, Ellie, so I can give her my medicine.
Don't make a whole heap of sense, Granny.
Who's the doctor around here, you or me?
Wake her up, Ellie.
Drysdale? Miss Drysdale?
Appears like she's sleeping too good to tonic.
Yeah, I reckon. Well, we can always come back later.
Granny, you gonna leave your medicine here?
Of course not. It takes a first-class doctor to give that. And you ain't likely to find one of them in a hospital.
Let's move her bed up alongside the window again, Jethro, so she'll have something cheerful to look at when she wakes up.
Well, I sure wish I knew what these here buttons were for.
Leave him alone, boy.
We gotta do everything we can to get her out of here.
We will, Granny.
Mrs. Drysdale, you promised you wouldn't jump out the window again.
I didn't.
Yes, you did, and I'm very upset with you.
So am I, Margaret. They're billing me for all those bushes you keep flattening.
Listen to me. The hillbillies are here
Again?
with a raccoon.
Oh, really, Margaret? Now, don't you worry. There's something on the way that will make those nasty old hillbillies disappear.
Her bed is ready, Doctor.
Fine. I want restrainers on her this time.
Yes. Here you are, Doctor.
If she gets out after this, she really has got a magic mattress.
Miss Drysdale ought to be awake by now.
Yeah, let's get back to the hospital.
I declare, sleeping sounder than ever.
Jethro, quit playing with the buttons and come on.
Wait a minute. It ain't fitting for no doctor to climb down a fire escape. I'm using the stairs.
Here. What are you doing on this floor?
We come to see Miss Drysdale.
Mrs. Drysdale's not allowed to have visitors.
Nor fresh air, nor sunshine neither. What kind of a hospital are you running here?
Now, Granny.
You must all leave immediately.
Don't you sash me, I'm a doctor.
Sit down, Granny.
I have half a mind to take Miss Drysdale out of here.
Well, Granny, I reckon that'll learn you not to lose your temper.
Well, tarnation, Jed. Who'd have thought they'd take it out on poor, sick Miss Drysdale?
Well, they did. They chucked her right out the window into the bushes.
Look, is she still sleeping?
Let's get her upstairs.
Maybe it all happened for the best, Jed. She'll get better a heap quicker here than she would at that hospital with them spiteful nurses.
Grab a hold, Jethro.